Bushwhacks were some of the worst days I've ever had in the mountains, or life, really.
Whereas Panther Mountain is totally opposite. It's a mountain on top of a crater.
I think the weather challenges on this incident were particularly difficult.
It was really the development of New York State. Catskills were responsible.
Now you're listening to Inside the Line, the Catskill Mountains Podcast.
All right, so episode 229 tonight. Alex Raimo, did I say that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, joins us tonight to talk about his attempt on the Catskill 3500 in one hike. One freaking hike to do all the 3500. It's been done before. It's been, I think, twice done before. And Alex attempted to do this. We've talked about it before, and unfortunately ran into some crazy ass situations going up over the Devil's Path. Of course, everything gets disrupted with the Devil's Path, and he's here to chat about it tonight. And it's great to have you on, Alex. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. Good to see you, buddy.
I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Let's have some freaking fun. First of all, you're not dead, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, totally. Like a few close calls. We'll talk about it on Hawkett, but it was fun.
Nice, and to think that it was on Hawkett, like
I know.
But hey,
No, I guess we need new T-shirts. I survived Hawkett. Right?
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Okay.
want to start this thing off by it's been going around, it's been hitting the social media platforms that this woman, her name was, oh God, I forgot her name. I should have this all written down, but Eb something, an influencer, comes into Tannersville and starts bashing the Tops Tannersville store. The grocery store, the only grocery store that's located basically in Hunter and Tannersville. And she starts, judging everything that's going on in there. This produce, this meat, this stuff starts like panning out. It's like, I can't believe I'm here. And I'm not shocked because we'll go back. Says she based herself out of the NYC. Of course. But she came from Minnesota. She came from a small town in Minnesota. So I don't see why any of this, I watched the video several times, which is unfortunate. But the good thing is it wasn't her video, so I didn't make her even more famous. But she has like 1 million viewers and stuff like that, or 1 million followers, which is crazy. And she's wearing a Montauk shirt, so she really doesn't know shit about the mountains. But anyway, she's just going around and looking around like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. How are we going to survive off of 4 days of this? And in the beginning, I'm just like I get all fired up and I'm just like, listen, this is not a small store, number one. Number two, just imagine, Tad, if she went to like Phoenicia or even like Wyndham, Wyndham's not bad. Okay, let me start off with, let's say if she went to Wyndham or Phoenicia. Like Wyndham's fine because they have what's it called? Oh, what's that Wyndham store that's like top-notch stuff?
The Getty station? I don't know. What's in Wyndham?
There's this gas station, Hickory Hills. They have Hickory Hills, which is like good stuff. But then you go down to Phoenicia, and what do you got down there? A gas.
No, well, you have the grocery store in Phoenicia. It's got the best beer cave in the Catskills. Okay,
the one that's one.
So I don't think Tops has really good beer. Okay,
they do. They have amazing hard ciders. What are you talking about? Have you ever been in there?
I said beer. I said I don't think they have really good beer. And if I went there, I wouldn't know a hard cider from a Macintosh apple. But
sure.
Where else in the Catskills, inside the line, to keep it relevant, is there a grocery store that's part of a chain like Tops, Wegmans, Price Chopper, Stop and Shop, Hannaford's? Where's another one?
There isn't.
So, I used to, in the old days, I used to do a lot of hitchhiking on my my hikes, and I get picked up by locals, and they would tell me that they're like on their way to Kingston to go grocery shopping. That's where they go.
Yep.
They drive out of the Catskills, they go to Kingston to go grocery shopping. So yeah, you've got a Tops Market in Tannersville. Doesn't have the best of selection, but I think the term is a food desert, that there's no food really in the Catskills of the average typical variety that you're going to get at another urban area. But that's what makes the Catskills fun. You gotta, make do with what you got.
I mean, she could have went to a grocery or a gas station. That's probably the only other place you're going to get shit. Like,
well, I mean, there's places where you can find interesting stuff to buy in the Catskills. I know Local Goods has a lot of esoteric cheeses and snacks and beers and presumably hard ciders. There's actually, I take it back. There is a grocery store, a really good grocery store in downtown Woodstock.
There is. It's the market. Yep.
Yeah, they have a great selection of organic, vegetarian, and vegan foods there. It's well stocked, well run. So that's kind of like the unique animal. But so here she is. She's out judging the Catskills, this store, just based upon this one visit. She has 1 million followers, and that kind of seems to be what sells. That's what people are into these days.
Oh, she got destroyed though.
Yeah, but how did she get 1 million followers if this is her content?
That was before. I don't know. I didn't look at their other stuff, but I just know that she got bashed, and she did an apology and stuff like that, and people still bashed her up. And it's just, being, you've been around, Tad, and we've traveled. When I went to Yosemite, we had a place that was called Three Rivers. We stopped at the grocery store on a Sunday evening, and we had 3 days worth of supplies, and the cost was near $200 for 3 days. And
you guys had caviar, mignon, right? Isn't that what you guys are buying?
Ham and chicken turkey sandwiches, eggs, bacon, sausages, milk, yogurt. This is the normal stuff, but it's in the middle of nowhere. The population of the town is 200, so they can skyrocket those prices with the tourists in there. You know what? And I was fine with that. I'm just we can live off of this. I wasn't going in there and was oh my God, they don't have organic lettuce. I'm done. I'm done with this place. I'm documenting this place and I'm blasting. I'm I really don't give a shit. I can eat. That's fine with me. I'm just as long as I can freaking hike. Yeah. But apparently she went to the Catskills for the wrong reasons on July 4th, nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the arts to good living is knowing how to rough it.
Yeah. And then Alex knows about that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just a bit. Nothing crazy, though.
Were you going to stop at Tops and grab some, 8 hard ciders and down them to boost your energy on the last push?
I thought about it. I didn't think it would be best for, my timeline, but maybe next time.
Next time. Yeah. And that's got to be unsupported. So I can't drop you off anywhere or something and drive you and give you some beer. So.
Not true.
Yeah. Damn. So wanted to bring that up. I find the Tops place great. It has a great selection of everything. And it also has a well working bathroom. So that's also good for me too as well, of course. But they have a great selection of hard cider and stuff. They have a whole island of it. So Todd went there and bought me some stuff before, and he bought himself like $200 worth, which was fantastic. But
wow.
But yeah, they have a great selection of local beer. So if you were in the Tannersville area, stop at Tops and get that selection of locals. They have IPA, everything.
Do they let you camp out in their parking lot?
I mean,
maybe I'll go in and get a couple 6-packs and just pitch a tent out in the parking lot, a cooler, a couple bags of ice. I can't go hiking. I can just hang out in the Tops parking lot.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, a live stream. People can swing by, hang out with me.
I will join you on that.
Talk.
There you go.
What the hell? Nice. I mean, if you do that though, you can also, one thing to integrate. They have internet there, so the cool thing that we're going to integrate this into, bring this into, is that there was a planning or approval of a Big Indian Tower over in the Shandaken area, Big Indian area, Olive Ray area. So they're putting a cell tower up in the Big Indian Olive Ray Fire Department area, addressing a service gap, and it will provide service with Verizon within 0.4 miles of the firehouse. Customers and carriers would be able to use their service again for 911 calls, Verizon said. And they mentioned it on the zoning thing. This came from Overlook. What is it? The Overlook. It's a little news column in the Catskills area. Very awesome stuff like that. And they said the Verizon tower is less than a third than most usual towers. It will be fenced in and stuff like that, and it'll provide a much needed service gap towards the area of, like, if we're going to talk mountains ways, we're going to talk Panther, slide area going up that way, Balsam, then we're going to shoot down south, east, it would be like Panther, the arms of Panther, Wittenberg, Shandaken, and then up north towards the Bel Air area, Pine Hill, stuff like that. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. It's good to see. Tad, you had some stats on this, that how tall it is and stuff.
Yeah, so typically your cell phone towers are between 140 feet to just shy of 200 feet. The reason they generally don't go above 200 feet is for federal aviation regulations. They now have to get lit a different way when they're 200 feet or higher. This tower is significant because it's roughly 1/3 of that lower average. It's 50 feet. How noticeable will it be? Maybe not all that noticeable, but it is kind of in a prominent area right at that intersection.
Yep.
And I will say it's no surprise that Verizon came in and picked the local fire department for this location, because under your typical zoning laws, the minute you put up a radio tower for emergency communication, the level of local municipal review goes down. All the thresholds and standards go down. So you will see very often local DPWs, local fire departments, local police agencies and townships reaching an agreement with a cellular provider like Verizon to put a tower on that municipal site, and on the tower is going to be a couple antenna for local emergency communications.
And it's good. It's critical. We've back when I first started hiking, I participated in I wouldn't say a local event, a little. I'm trying to think of the word, like experiment, where they put up balloons down in the Catskill Clove area, or the Platte Clove area, to show where a simulation of a fire tower would be, or a cell tower would be. And, I was up on Hunter Mountain, and there was people up on Indian Head, Catskill High Peak and stuff, to see, the visibility of it, because, there's self-service needed down in the Platte Clove area, up somewhat, and it was really cool. I didn't, from Hunter, even zooming in, this was like, 10 years ago. So even zooming in with my cell phone camera, you could barely see the balloons that they had up. They were bright red, yellow, and blue to simulate the different heights that they had. And, that would have been a much needed area, which they haven't. I mean, I'm pretty sure, no, they haven't installed one over in that way area, but they never did that over in the Big Indian. But once again, there's that big gap pushing up into the Olive Ray area that you have. And yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, when I'm just exiting the top, going onto the ridge of Giant Ledge, I can get service. But down in that area, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Once you get beyond McKinley Hollow, it starts to drop out. So who knows if it will still be up there and stuff. When you're at the high peaks, you can basically get service almost anywhere. It's crazy, and it's cool. But once again, this helps out with the good old Giant Ledge area that receives rescues all the time, slide area that receives rescues, get more pinpoint of a location of where these people might need help and stuff, and it helps out the fire department. The fire department usually besides the Rangers, are the first ones to react and to be on the scene. Like, I know a lot of these instances of where that the fire department is the first one to be there. I'm pretty sure Kate said that, right? One of the guys from the fire department from Big Indian was up there first.
Yeah, that's what I seem to recall. But Stash, I think you're really looking at this from the wrong perspective, because they're put that tower up where they're putting it up, not because of hikers. They're putting that tower there because of the skiers going to Bel Air, right? Because they lose signal on their way to Bel Air. Could you imagine that? You're a father, you got your 3 kids in the van, you're driving to Bel Air to go skiing, right? And all of a sudden, like, your kids lose their cellular connection.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
All the grumbling and whining, or you're on your way home and you want to put like a food order in, right? You want to, like, maybe, get some app and pick up some fancy food over at Tops Market in Tannersville, where they got all the good stuff. I don't know, maybe some ciders from over there. But there's that big gap in coverage there. And it's really, I think it's for all the skier traffic that goes through there is what's prompting it. Because, yeah, there's cell towers that hit Bel Air, but once those people leave the parking lot and start heading east on 28, they're out of coverage really quick. And for me, I really don't pick up coverage again until I hit Boyceville. Yeah. And my usual routine is I pull over in Boyceville and just stop, and I'll call my wife, because once I bang a left on 28 or a right on 28A, I'm out of coverage, in a few miles. So I just pull over and, tell my wife I'm on my way home, whatnot. But now I can hang at the town park at Big Indian.
Yeah, right.
They have all that fancy statuary over there. Have you ever seen that?
I have, yeah. And they also have good bathrooms there.
Oh, really? I don't. But when you're looking for a place to have like a meet and greet for the podcast, there's a spot right there in Big Indian.
That's true.
First of all, the name, we're hooking up at Big Indian. That in and of itself sounds cool. You're right there on the Esopus. You have all that cool stuff. And now, like this time next year, you're gonna have this big ass cell tower.
I can do it full on live.
Yeah, we can do like, stories and reels and post instantly. Why not?
And Alex will be running through doing his diartissima.
Yeah.
And we'll just be like, and then he's gone. Yeah. He's like, hey, this is downhill. You cannot catch me. I cannot stop. I'm going. I'm completely going. So that's pretty cool. Good thing to hear. So, and then we get onto this beautiful thing that happens somewhat. Women dog rescues out of the good old Fawn Sleep area. So on it looks like July 11th, 2026, of course, a woman and her dog were saved after becoming trapped out of treacherous swimming hole in the Catskills, as we know as Fall Fleet. Wednesday, last week around 7 p.m., a woman and her dog were stranded on a ledge, and she had attempted to rescue her dog after it was swept over the 24-foot waterfall. Swimming out of the base of the falls, she became stranded herself, and according to the Twin Cloves rescue team, once again, this is a tongue twister. Twin Cloves Technical Rescue Team Assistant Chief Michael Albino. The rescue took 2.5 hours, and members of the Greene County Sheriff's Office, Athens and Hudson Fire Department, Swiftwater rescue teams positioned themselves downstream, while the technical team and the State Forest Rangers rappelled about 80 feet from the top of the falls to reach the woman and her dog. Despite the ordeal, they were not injured, and the team of the Twin Cloves has already conducted rescues twice this year, and this is the first time they have ever rescued a dog. Of course, we all know that Pond Sleep is popular for swimming and stuff, and I believe last year, Tad, was the year that kid got swept over and unfortunately passed away, and the current got swept up in the undercurrent, the undertow, and stuff like that. So this is a popular area to go swimming. I have never been there. I've walked by there going up there, but I've never been swimming in there. But this is seems to be, once again, I mean, we're in social media times. I guarantee this happened in the past before, as we know, but as we think. But I mean, I just, why do you take your dogs to Fawn Leap? Right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows if this person had been there before and was familiar with what she was going to encounter, and maybe we can compare Fawn's Leap and your experience going there versus Catskill Falls. Catskill Falls has been largely domesticated, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And improved, and a lot of the risk associated with going there 50 years ago has been reduced, if not eliminated. But then you see people that are posting about Fawn's Leap, which has not received that level of domestication. And so maybe she thought it was more like Catskill Falls. She goes over there. Next thing you know, her dog is going over the edge or down some rock slope, and she has to go after her dog. It's sad, but thankfully these volunteers, the local volunteers, are well trained, well equipped. They take their job seriously, and whether it's a human or a dog, or a human and a dog, they get out there and they do their thing.
Yeah. And they do it once again, mostly besides the Rangers, they're all volunteers. So like these guys, the Twin Cloves teams are amazing professionals at what they do. If you saw the picture on there, they have multiple like pull lines and stuff, and multiple rappelling systems and anchor points and stuff. It was cool to look at the picture and being in the point of search and rescue and knowing how these, I mean, Tad, you were on boats and stuff. The pull, the rope systems, the anchors, the pulleys that they had to do to get a woman out, and then the dog. It's very technical, and it takes time. No wonder, like people like 2.5 hours. That's ridiculous. No.
Yeah, and it's also not something where when you show up, you're gonna like spend a lot of time trying to figure it out and coordinate. These people do a lot of training in advance, so when they're in a situation like this, they can work in a high level of efficiency, coordinating their efforts to do what they do in a safe manner.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, frankly, when's the last time you heard a rescue like this went bad?
I mean, it
doesn't come to mind, right?
Yeah.
So
the only time I'm thinking, the last time that it went bad was like a recovery over in Black Clove, where the Twin Clove had to be helped out. But other than that, like, these rescues are super cool, and I guarantee it's horrible, but it's super fun to watch. Like, like it's just multiple people anchoring, lifting, lowering down someone to there, and to pick them up, to pull them back up, or the person to put. It's cool as heck.
Yeah. You know who's trained in high rope rescue like that? My daughter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she when she got into technical rock climbing, one of the things she asked me, and I signed her up for it, was these technical rescue courses, because if her and her partner are out climbing someplace and they need to self-rescue or rescue somebody else out of a situation, sometimes you don't have 45 minutes or an hour to wait for help to come in. Sometimes you can't get a signal out to get help. So yeah, that was kind of an essential for her.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Alex, with your like experience, I know you sent me these pictures of you being on Mount Whitney, and it looked like Colorado high peaks. Like, are you have you trained yourself self-taught, or you been in any trainings in like these kind of like technical rope situations?
Not at all. No, I don't do anything technical.
He's our kind of guy.
The freaking guy sends me a picture of him on like near the summit of Mount Whitney at 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, what the hell is this?
That was awesome.
That was awesome. I mean,
yeah.
What was the weather? What was the weather like?
It was about 10 degrees, but I chose 1 a.m. because it's gonna be warmer than like 5 a.m. when it's gonna go to like below zero. So.
Oh really? Wow,
yeah,
that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So I mean, doing that, I mean, you're well prepared for any situation in the mountains. It seems like
that was really hard. That was really hard.
Yeah, I mean, we could get into that later. Then that would be kind of like your training for this. Awesome. So, Tad, so there was a kayak water recovery. Do you want to cover this?
No, you can do it. You're doing okay, man. I'm
well,
impressed.
Thank you.
You're just blitzing right through these. So, tell us about this kayak situation. Notice it's a recovery and not a rescue.
Correct. So, unfortunately, in Sullivan County on July 4th, 9:07 p.m. Our man, Forest Ranger Rusher, responded to a report of a missing kayaker in Mongault Pond campground. The kayak was located, but the 56-year-old kayaker from Pine Island was not. The Sullivan County dive team searched the water while Rangers Rusher and Stratton researched the shore. They continued until 1:30 a.m., and at 7 a.m. the search resumed with 5 Rangers, New York State Police, and the Sullivan County Dive Team, Sullivan County's Sheriff Deputies, and Livingston Manor EMS. At 11:28 a.m. the next day, the Sullivan County Dive Team located the kayaker deceased in the middle of Mongault Pond. The subject was turned over to county coroner. So,
yeah, that's a sad ending there.
Yeah, definitely. It's
you need to wonder, was this fellow wearing, a personal flotation device, a life vest or something like that? Or
true.
July 4th was a nice day. Were they just out there without any safety gear on, and then something bad happened, and they didn't have the equipment on to keep their head above water?
Yeah.
So who knows? That's a sad situation, but if you're going to go out and do something like that, good idea to wear flotation equipment.
Yeah. Safety. Even if you look goofy, like, who cares? Once again, this guy could have just stayed afloat for that long until he was rescued. But unfortunately, once again, thank you to Rusher and Stratton, of course, and thank you to everybody who helped out with the New York State Police and dive team, Sullivan County Sheriff Deputies, and the Livingston Manor EMS. So unfortunate incident. So, all right. That's it for shooting the shit. Ooh, that's good. That's a new one. That's it for shooting the shit. So let's continue on with the amazing sponsors, or our amazing supporters, like Chris Garbian, Eric Rosario, Jeff Schatz, Vicky Farah, Mikey S., Henry Burmeister, John Comiskey, Oscana Nichols, Desert City Radio, New Man, my buddy David Oliver, Betsy A., Denise W., Vanessa, and Jim C. Thank you guys so much, very much, for supporting the show. Once again, I like to say this all the time. You're not just supporting the show, you're supporting the Catskills. We take this money that we get from the podcast and put it right back in the Catskills. We got to do that soon. So, yeah. Also, amazing sponsors like Outdoor Chronicles Photography. Molly from Outdoor Chronicles Photography specializes in adventure elopement and adventure couple photography in the Catskills, Adirondacks, and the White Mountains. She's an officiant for getting married, a licensed guide, but most importantly, she is a story maker. Molly won't just give you photos, she'll give you memories that will last forever. Don't hesitate to get a hold of Molly on all platforms. Also, have you ever wanted to learn more about hiking or backpacking, or even just brush up on some of your old skills in the backcountry? Check out Trail Bomb Project. Scott and Joe from the New Jersey Search and Rescue Team have amazing background in wilderness first aid, wilderness first responder, and the Mountain Rescue Association, and they're there to teach you old and new skills of hiking and backpacking. They teach anything from first aid, map and compass, and many other skills that could help you and others while out on the trail. Check them out on their website and all social media platforms. All right. So, what are you guys having to drink tonight? Let's pop open these things.
These things? Is that what you call them?
I guess so.
Hey,
right?
I'll have one of these things.
These things. Yeah, sorry.
All right.
I have a grape poppy. I don't know if I should cover the brand. No, I
not at all.
Pick up an alcoholic beverage, but this is what I have.
Hey, crack it open in the mic. I see the mic right there. Nice.
Oh yeah, that came through. So,
Tad, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to try. This is kind of hard, but we'll get it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's that?
Right. I have a Devil's Path IPA. So
isn't that your favorite? One of your favorite besides the
yeah. Julie McGuire. Yeah, Julie McGuire is the one who raves about this. So, last year, I forget when I had my first one, and it's kind of been almost like a standard for me when I want an IPA that's got that nice balance of, hops and bitter and beer flavor, and it's got that badass, Devil's Path logo on it.
True.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Nice. Well, everybody loves when I do that.
Yeah, that was
That's a good
pro
one.
level. Yeah.
All right, let me. That is, of course, a Hudson North Peach Mango. Hard cider, delicious. God, it's delicious. So yeah, that's good, everybody. So how about so this section is for Alex is called "Are You Really Outdoors?" So you mentioned the podcast on one of your hikes through social media, and we'll chat about this show. Tag us by typing at ITL Catskill MTM podcast on your social media post. We didn't see anything from Alex, so we're just he's gone from the show right now. Done. He's out of here. But first, we'd like to send our condolences to Todd Bold's father. Papa Bold recently passed away. Definitely was a super cool guy. As we looked at it, if you follow Todd from our podcast, he tags the podcast a lot. His dad was awesome. He hiked in jeans, so I guarantee his only source of hydration was good old 6-pack in his backpack. And right, you're like, so Todd, we send our condolences, and once again, hopefully your father is up there watching you knock off all these high peaks while having a full-time job.
Yeah, looks like Todd had a really good teacher, and salute to his father.
Yeah, cheers to him. So once again, were you really outdoors? Tracy, Pink Pony 18 was up on Balsam, and she posted a picture of the viewpoint that basically does not exist anymore. I mean, that really hits a nerve on me, because Balsam was my first high peak and the viewpoint was absolutely phenomenal, and now it's gone. And there is in the Catskill master plan, CMP, that it recalls that you should be making the viewpoints that are on the map still there. Nope, not there. So
why can't the trail maintainer go over there and do that, or the Catskill Trail crew?
Good question. Very good question, because they probably got to get approval from the DEC. That's going to take 5 or 6 years. And then those trees are going to be over 3-inch, whatever they're called, breast height or whatever.
Well, but when you say that the Catskill management plan permits these viewpoints to be maintained, I don't remember reading anywhere about some process or procedure to get permission to maintain them. It just said you need to maintain them. So we already know that Alex likes to go hiking mountains late at night. Just connecting the dots, maybe Alex should go out there with some tree removal equipment, commonly known as chainsaws, and just kind of reestablish the viewpoint.
I'll think about it for next time.
He's going to take it under advisement, and the next time Alex is on the show, we won't ask him questions about viewpoint maintenance, because we don't want him to incriminate himself.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're probably already packing lightweight. I don't think you can throw on a chainsaw on that backpack, can you?
I don't think so.
Well, it doesn't have to be on the backpack. It can be at the front.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I'll balance it out.
Yeah, because Alex is living presumably a healthy lifestyle and not drinking alcohol tonight. His ability to operate heavy equipment's not impaired.
Correct.
Tonight.
So maybe we should just wrap up the podcast so Alex can get an early start on his activity. All right, moving along.
So Brad Labradante did his first 2 Adirondack high peaks, Giant and Rocky, and then knocked off Cascade and Porter. So we have a lot of people from the Catskills moving on to the Adirondacks, but I love that they're still tagging us in this, which is great. And it's once again influencing people to get up in the Adirondacks and experience a whole different world than the Catskills. And I love that. So that's great to hear. So good job, Brad. Also, Patrick, the trail scribe, was out on Bear Plan and Vly. Nice. He also chose some music that I don't remember what it was, but I said nice music choice. I think it was, it was Alice in Chains. Yes.
Oh,
good.
Okay.
Good shit. Yeah. Serena Marie did the Great Range Traverse. And also you got to remember that she has a book out as well. So check that out as well. Great
Yeah.
Range Traverse is not easy. I think it's like 20 miles and like 9,000, 10,000 feet of gain or something like that.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not easy. So they like to put themselves through freaking torture. So Rachel Jean, the Gypsy Queen, was out in the Catskills for 4 days, 3 nights, and saw her first bear. So Tad, do you remember her itinerary? Like what she conquered?
I can't say that I do because starting in around the beginning of June, I kind of like tuned out of Instagram.
True.
And I think my daily usage is, the all-time low is like 5 minutes a day.
Oh, wow.
And I might start ramping that up again. I don't know, but yeah, I did see her post with the bear. I didn't remember that up until then she had not seen a bear in the Catskills, but hopefully now that she had that first bear sighting, she'll realize that it's kind of really nothing to be nervous about.
Yeah,
when
they
you
don't
see
do
a bear.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
So she had, and then it was during the hot times. So she had a tough night, when she had to deal with those high temperatures at night. That's not fun in a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you say that, but if she was at a campground, one of the things I've seen recently, and I've tried to.
I don't think she was at a
daughter-
campground. She was out in the wild.
Oh, backpacking? Yeah. Good for
Yeah.
her.
But
She's hardcore. She's hardcore, that Gypsy Queen.
yeah, she's starting to learn that, I think Sean's teaching her to be like, just fucking do the AT. Just get it done.
Could happen.
It could. It
She'll
could.
she'll do it gourmet style, though. She's like a professional chef. So
I mean, I would want to be in that trail fam right away.
yeah, right. No dehydrated meals for her.
Yeah, who wants chicken fajitas tonight? Whoosh. Yes. Steve, Environmentality, was up on Hunter and then did some of the escarpment with the gang, as we'll talk about later. Andy, a.k.a. Brownski, from the Double Chair podcast, was out paddling on Lake Sebago in Harriman and then hiked the Suffering Bear Mountain Trail. New York Downstate 28er, which is David Perez, will be on the show in a week or so, was at he's like, have a good time pronouncing this, Stosh. And unfortunately, Tad, you kind of helped me out, and Chrissy G helped me out too. So Shunnamunk. That's kind of what I was going to say at first. Shunnamunk. I mean, I live up in upstate where it's Oneonta, where everybody would be like Oneonta, or what was the other one that we have? We have a couple weird ones up here, like Skinny Atlas. It looks like Scanatals or something like that. Skinny Atlas. Yeah. So, and Schenectady. So I think I would have done that. So I think I would have done well. So thanks, Tad, though. Shunnamunk Mountain.
Hey, man, I don't want you to look bad. That's my job. Trying to make you look good.
Also, Jeff Johnson Orla was up on Burnt Knob checking out the Blackheads, and we'll talk about really why he was up there. Off of the Woods, Sean was also out on Windham High Peak and also did a bushwhack that ended up in the wrong place, but that didn't ruin the day. And he didn't specify where he was doing that bushwhack, and I was trying to figure out from the drainage pictures where he was, but I'll reach out to him to ask. But he was celebrating with the crew. Same thing with Scott. Catskill Mountain Brew was with the crew doing Windham High Peaks for some certain person's finish on something. And then also went up and did New Hampshire and started doing his 48, and he knocked off Field Will, Tom Wambach, and then did North Twin, South Twin, Gale Hill, and Garfield. And then today, which is Tuesday, Tad Osceola and East Osceola. Yeah.
Kudos to him, man. The guy's getting out there, bagging some peaks.
He's going to be a 115er sooner than we know it. It's crazy. Yeah, definitely. Nicholas, Golden Money Cat, was somewhere where there were wicked trees and then knocked off Tremper and Balsam Lake on his 2026 Fire Tower Challenge. Cammy, a.k.a. Cam 5, finished a busy 3 days on Panther and Giants ledges. Chrissy G started her Downstate 28 by doing Storm King, Butterhill, and Snake Hill. So cool that people are doing the New York Downstate 28. Really cool. Mike at Red Hand Adventure Guys went up Giant Ledge on a beautiful day. And the 2 tags that just came out last second, seriously, like no longer than 45 minutes ago. Vicky F, Hiker Goddess Adventures, looked like she was rappelling down a waterfall somewhere. Very cool. And then Sean Scion 72 was somewhere up in the Adirondacks. So he wasn't mowing a lawn, so that's cool. But last but not least, want to give a big shout out to Joanne Beyond Blazes, was up at Giant Ledge. That's it. We're done with the thing.
Oh, is that all
No,
you're
I'm
going to
just
say about
kidding.
Joanne? Okay.
I'm just kidding. Joanne finished her 420 grid and her All Trails challenge on the same day. She's the first person to do so up on Wyndham High Peak. So
Yeah.
amazing.
So, well,
somewhat on Wyndham High Peak.
I'm going to protest that. Okay.
On the same day.
But we say that if you don't tag us, the hike doesn't count.
Oh,
okay. That's kind of a technicality on the one hand, but the rules, am I right, Alex? The rules are the rules. And Joanne did not tag us 420 times. Okay.
Oh, man, I think she's a do it again.
Yeah. So our lawyers, Do We Hike More and How, from Brown Station, New York, are going to write a letter of protest to the regulating authorities because she didn't tag us enough. Okay. So I'm just putting that out there. Sorry, I have to throw down. What do they call it in soccer now? I watched a couple soccer games, like a red card or something like that.
Red card.
Out. Yeah. You know that I'm throwing down a red card. Whatever it is, I'm protesting. Moving along.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Joanne. Once again, super cool. There was a whole bunch of people that were out there that knew us, either Joanne from social media or knew the podcast and knew through Joanne through the podcast. And that's what it's all about. That's everybody coming together, everybody teaming up and being united as one in the Catskills.
Well, the one thing that was impressive about her post was she mentioned how she started her Catskill journey not knowing any Catskill hikers. It was just really her and Danny, Mighty Mischievous.
Yeah.
Right? And so here it is along the way. She picked up all these, hiker buddies who, would meet up with her from time to time. And she's got, we can't call it, what do they call it? A trail family. We can't call it necessarily that because it's not a through hike. But yeah, pretty good group. A lot of high quality people there. So kudos to her, the people she hiked with. And I'm still protesting because she didn't tag the show.
And the other people who didn't who were there and didn't tag the show, I'm kind of disappointed. So luckily, I know the people from the pictures. So Danny, mildly mischievous. I'm talking about you, buddy.
No, he's not so mischievous anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Correct. All right. So let's move on to previous hikes. Tad, what have you been up to, buddy? What did you do, like a 35-mile bushwhack in the Catskills? Let's hear about it.
Yeah. So I've been banging out some mileage at the local town park, generally between 2 and 3 miles almost every morning. And I would say over the course of that 2 to 3 miles, I do see more wildlife than when I hike in the Catskills, albeit I haven't seen a bear yet. I'm sure that's going to be in the near future. This morning I saw a cat that was so large. When I first saw this cat, I thought it was like a deer, because it was one of these red cats, the same size. So it was relatively big. But the highlight of these morning walks, I can't really call them hikes, is while they're generally between 2 to 3 miles, I think the total vertical gain is 75 feet. Yeah.
Tad, you're getting out though. And what's like with the arm? Does it have to be in a sling? Like, can you move it kind of like for?
Well, so I had my post-surgery follow-up last Friday, and the surgeon, the most important thing that I had to ask him was, when you were inside, what did you see that resulted in this injury? Was it the function of like a long standing series of degenerative and micro tears and yada, 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 which would necessarily mean that my left shoulder is a ticking bomb that could blow out whenever? Or, was my shoulder generally in good health, and this just some freak thing that happened that's almost unexplainable. And he said the latter. He said your shoulder, all the tissue and all that stuff is really healthy, and I'd be surprised if you have this happen to your left shoulder. So that was good news.
Good news.
And then they told me I could start weaning myself off of that torture device. I think they call it the shoulder abduction sling, but its origin is like in the 1200s when the feudal lords used to torture the tenant farmers. So he told me I could start weaning myself off of that over the course of 2 weeks, and I think it took me less than 24 hours to put it in the burn pile. That's where it's sitting right now.
Nice. Like celebrating 250 years of America with this baby.
Yeah. So, what I'm making little baby steps, inching along. My next follow-up visit is August 20th. And between now and then, it's like super passive range of motion activities is all I'm permitted to do. But, look, I'll take it. The pain's going down. I can sleep more through the night. And getting rid of that abduction sling, those are all big wins for me.
Hell yeah. Like the positive. Love the positive. You'll be back out there and you're going to fucking like your first thing. Yeah. Let's see. Let me hike up, slide from Woodland Valley. That'll be an easy task.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be that ambitious, but the one thing is, some of those people have reached out to me before I went public with this and asked what went down. I cannot, with the phone, hold it up to take a photo. Okay. Unless, I do it with one hand, and then generally it's not a decent photo, but that's how limited this has been. So, but I'm literally inching along, and who knows when I'll do more than just hikes in the local town park, but I'll take it for now.
Yeah. Awesome. Alex, how about you? What have you been up to? This is like he's like said like a sentence so far.
Yeah. So after hearing what I just had to say about these epic long town park hikes with these unusually large cats and other animals, he probably is so intimidated. He doesn't want to talk about his most recent hike. But go ahead, Alex. We're not going to be judgmental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done too much lately. I've just been kind of taking it easy. But a few weeks ago, I tried to do an Everest in a day. So I went up and down Mount Wachusett in Massachusetts 37 times.
Whoa.
But
Jesus.
I didn't make it. I got 21,000 feet of vert total in
Whoa.
24 hours. But I had some stomach issues and I slept for a few hours. So it was only 17 hours of moving time.
Only, yeah. That's not impressive.
Tad, that was supposed to be a silent moment of basically you analyzing what he just said. Yeah. And what the fuck? 21,000 feet of gain. So
17 hours, constant movement. Okay.
37 times. So you went up at 21 times?
No, I went up 37. It's 550 feet up, 550 down. 37 times.
Wow. I mean,
it was fun.
Thank God you're not. Well, hey, you should come over to the Catskills and start making the herd paths up here because you'd be great at doing the herd paths. Why didn't you just do that for your training for a pocket so you didn't have to find new navigation?
It's too far away out here in Boston.
Oh yeah.
So, Are you listening to music when you do this? Podcasts, books? No, you're just nothing's in your ears. You're just
impressive.
Just my footsteps.
Up. Wow.
Except for the last hour, I put on Rage Against the Machine. I needed it.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I gotta admit, that's impressive. I mean, I love, 4 to 10 hours of hiking of silence, just hearing nothing but the wind and stuff. But that much 17 hours without any motivation that's insane.
Well, I didn't say didn't have motivation. So, Alex, are you wearing some type of heart rate monitor when you do this? What's your heart rate going uphill?
I try to keep it zone 2, so I was usually 150 to 140, going uphill, and then going down is low 100s usually.
Yeah. So, and how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, so that's a good zone for you to just maintain for long intervals. I got it.
Yeah.
So
You feel like
500 feet of gain. How many miles is that? Like what's the distance?
I think I did 36 miles.
Well, up to the 500, like the peak and back
Oh,
down.
it is point 0.4 each way.
Whoa, that's a
It's really steep. It's like rock steps the entire way. Like you have to. It's not. It's honestly going down is hard because it's not a natural step. So it's just like a little too far.
Yeah.
And it's
like an elongated step here and there and stuff.
Yeah.
These are man-made rock steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
0.4 miles, 500 feet is pretty significant gain.
Yeah, that's why I picked it. More efficient.
That's like Devil's Path material.
Yeah. Are you feeling like a lactic buildup when you do this?
No. It was just mostly muscular fatigue after, like, I'd say 12 hours. So when you kind of feel it, like you can't get your heart rate up as much, but you can just keep going, just not as fast.
Yeah. And what are you using to like fuel yourself or hydrate? Anything special?
I usually just do liquid nutrition. I drink a
Really?
gallon. Yeah, I drink a gallon and a half of Mountain Dew, which is disgusting. That's not liquid nutrition. That's just calories and caffeine.
Yeah. This sounds like fraternity hazing.
It felt like it.
God. Thank you, sir. Can I have another, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the top, he jugs a gallon of milk and then runs down, pukes it all out.
Yeah. So have you ever considered for like an effort like that, those long hours, like ingesting protein?
Yeah.
Protein?
Like some of my liquid nutrition has like 2 grams of protein like per hour, which is not a lot. It's mostly for like satiety, but not too much protein. It's just extra weight.
Yeah. Well, you could have like a table, your own like food station down at the bottom and just grab
I use
something.
my car.
Okay.
Damn.
It's nice.
All right. Yeah. So Stosh, how are you going to top that?
Well then, you know, I went up and down Hawkett 37 times today, so via herd path. No, so I did Hawkett today with Chris Gerbian, and with Misty, his dog Misty. I haven't been to Hawkett in a long time. I really, once again, was interested in kind of seeing the herd path and seeing how it was, and I got to admit, this is a well-established herd path. Of course, you know, once again, if the nettle's growing, then you can't see it, but you can always see it. And towards the top, you know, it's like it is dirty, but it's all switchbacky. It's actually not that bad. Like I didn't find it bad at all. You know, a lot of people pushed the rocks to the side, and it looks almost like they actually made a switchback going back up to the top.
Yeah. So what we really want to hear, you kind of mentioned, how are the nettles this time of year?
Oh God, I wore shorts.
Really?
I'm prone to nettles. Yep.
Wow. But was the trail that well established? The nettles pushed that far out that it was an issue?
They were. I should have sent you a picture. But they were well established over, you know, touching and everything like that. I'm prone to it now. It doesn't bother me. I'll just ignore it, and I'm more, you know, just in tune with nature and stuff like that. That I'm just like, whatever. Fucking nettles. It's not going to bother me. And if they do, I'd rather have nettles than ticks. So, but you know, once again, like. The whole way up, you know, it's steep gain as you begin, and you just go all the way up to the top, and it's nice. Got to the summit, signed in, had a little bit of lunch, talked with Chris about, you know, the podcast, and he wondered how I started it, and you know how you jumped in on, you know, and stuff, and it was just like I do this because I love preaching and teaching about the Catskills, and you know, look at where we are now. Like he made me think of like, wow, you know. Look at where we are now, and he's always asking.
We have those big salaries. You have that, like you got that new vehicle, that fully decked out overland vehicle with the podcast logos on it. You know,
and we're professional. We have stickers. We have freaking pens now.
Stickers, pens.
Talk about going on to the next level. Stickers.
Yeah. Well, the next level is when Hudson Cider names a beverage after you. Right
after the podcast. I don't want to take all.
When you get your photo on a can of cider, and then you can walk. That's how it has to be. Your photo on a can of cider, and that way you can walk into Tops in Tannersville or anywhere else, And when they try to stop you walking out the door because you didn't pay for those ciders, you can point to the photo and say, hey, these are mine.
Or just open it up right in front of them and be like, look at the picture, and then chug it.
Like you do with the microphone, right?
Yeah.
Just right in their face. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. It was a number. We started off, Chris wanted to start off at 7:00. And I'm like, it's my day off, buddy. I'd like to.
Because of the heat?
Yes, it was. I mean, the projected heat index was supposed to be in the 90s, early or late, high 80s on the summits. So I understand definitely. We got up there and it was actually windy, so it was nice. We actually cooled off, but once you get into that bowl of Hawkett going down, I think no wind at all, just absolute sweaty, disgusting. It was horrible. Yeah. And then, we cooled off. We checked out the falls. Misty had a great time. Misty was amazing. And Chris was amazing. He was a great time.
Oh, yeah. First time you guys hook up to hike?
Yeah, definitely. And he supports the show. He's a local supporter. Once again, just amazing that, once again, this community is coming together and doing this. And then I'm like, shit, it's only 12:00. I could hit so many stops on my way back. So
did you?
I did. I stopped at Huntersfield Falls, which is only a 2-mile hike where you get to go see some waterfalls and you can see some fossilized rocks and stuff if you look carefully.
Didn't you do that with your wife?
I did, and it was beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
The waterfalls were flowing hardcore. We had a rainstorm and stuff. They were dry this time, and it says no swimming. Unfortunately, I wanted to go swim so bad.
And
I didn't.
Really?
I followed the rules.
Because some sign said no swimming?
Yes, and then across the way is a house that has freaking cameras and stuff like that. And
so... I mean, haven't you heard the saying, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? I mean, if a hiker goes swimming in a stream and there's no other hikers or people there to see them swim in the stream.
True.
Did they really go swimming in the stream?
If Stosh does a cannonball off a 12-foot ledge, does it really make a sound? Correct. But
there you go.
And then after that, there's a place over off of the long path called Manorkill Falls. Really cool, cascading waterfalls of I think it's 300 feet of cascading waterfalls. But there is no way to get from the top of the falls to the bottom falls. I have to go back and figure it out when I have more time, because it looks like every side is just swiped with nothing but vertical edges. So maybe from the base, but I need a DEP permit to get down there because that's Schoharie Reservoir. I mean, I can, but yeah, I don't. But what? And then at the top of the Manorkill Falls, though, are these strapped in, it looks like metal pillars that are probably about 2 feet high. That I wonder if it used to be, because right across the street used to be an old motel. So I wonder if this was a tourist attraction of where they had ropes or ladders or stuff, and people would rappel down into these falls and be able to swim there. So those things that they call potholes, Tad, of course you do with Danny Davis, the geomorphology and stuff. Where they would just spin around. You could have there's potholes all over the place where you can jump in. And it's your own hot tub.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this and I'm there's no easy way to get down to it. So I was okay, I'll come back. Once again, I don't have that much time. I want to go. And then I stopped at Mount Utsianta. And I was excited because I haven't been up there in a while. The last time I was up there, I remember going up with the Tesla and I bottomed out 5 or 6 times. And I'm just scraping the bottom oh shit, that's horrible. But this time, because it's on the Fire Tower Challenge, it's all beautifully well graveled. You can fly up.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So got up to the top there. At the summit, which is usually a lot colder than the base, it was 87 degrees with wind. It was hot, and got to take amazing pictures, see a beautiful view. The smoke haze wasn't up yet, and it was just phenomenal. So I got home by 3:00. I was well happy. So getting out early has its good things, but once again, I'm fucking tired. I got to wake up at 4:00 tomorrow morning. It's going to suck. But anyway, But anyway, it was a good time. I got to see the herd path up on Hawkett that, the DEC is not going to do anything for another 25 years. So nobody cares. We get to hear about Alex's journey up Hawkett. So I'm very curious of that.
Oh,
journey up. So you went up the northwestern way, correct? From Bearpen of Lye?
Yeah, I went up from Turk Hollow Road. I bushwhacked 4 or 5 hours at night from Turk Hollow Road over to Hawkett.
Okay. Nobody takes that way but Tad.
Yeah.
So I've come in from that direction.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It all depends what time of year you come up through there. It gets thick. And I'm not just talking about nettles.
Everything. My legs were cut up by the end of it.
Yeah.
Did you get to see the washing machines and the dishwasher? I mean, you were at night, so you didn't get to see that.
No, I didn't see that, but I saw must be hundreds of reflective pieces of rope that were really disorienting me, going in a straight line, in multiple directions. It was really weird.
Interesting. Well, we'll talk about hallucinations.
They were there, I swear.
Nice.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for hallucinations on Hawkett.
Yeah.
This is why Alex doesn't drink alcohol. He gets his buzz by doing other things.
Awesome. So once again, volunteer 3500 Club Catskill Trail Crew, Catskill Mountains Club Visitor Center, Jolly Rovers Trail Crew, Bramley Mountain Fire Tower, wherever you can volunteer, it does make a difference. Also, if you need stickers, let me know, or go to Camp Catskill to get free stickers. So let's break it into the inaccurate weather forecast. Here is your weekend's weather forecast. This weekend looks to be a great weekend for hiking, but remember, one thing that you should be aware of is that the wildfire smoke is still flowing in from Canada. While conditions are improving throughout the weekend, hazy skies and reduced visibility is still possible, especially on Friday. Just remember, if you have respiratory sensitivities, you should pay close attention to the air quality conditions before heading into high peaks. On Friday, July 17th, expect mostly sunny skies with some haze continuing to linger from the wildfires in Canada. Conditions should be warm but comfortable for mid-July with lighter winds, generally good hiking weather as well. Summit temperatures will range from 72 to 77 degrees, and the humidity will be a little bit higher, so you will be sweating. On Saturday, July 18th, clouds will increase as humidity returns to the mountains. A few showers and an afternoon thunderstorm are possible, so hikers should keep an eye on the changing conditions. Summit temperature will range from 70 to 75 degrees, with the humidity bringing it up to the mid-80s. On Sunday, July 19th, cooler and less humid conditions move back into the Catskill area. Expect a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of an isolated afternoon thunderstorm, like usual in the summer, but overall be much more comfortable day in the high peaks. Summit temperatures will range from 65 to 70 degrees with the humidity pushing it near 80. So it looks to be a great weekend to get out. Just remember to be safe, be prepared, and don't become tomorrow's rescue story. Back to you guys. That inaccurate weather forecast. Thank you once again, Stosh, for doing that.
And don't forget to mention the smoke from all the fires up in Canada.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's see what that's going to do.
They're smoking that bacon up there, so.
Smoking the bacon or smoking the reefer up there? Well, who?
Bacon, I think. I don't think Canadians are that cool. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I think they legalized it before we did.
Maybe they are cooler than the Americans.
We did. All right, so let's break it on to the last set of amazing sponsors. So is it time for some new gear for hiking in the Catskills? You need to say no more. Camp Catskill in Tannersville has all your hiking needs. Footwear, socks, moisture-wicking shirts, freeze-dried meals, Catskill merchandise, and more. They have all the essentials for your hiking needs. Located in Tannersville and online, check out Camp Catskill. If you want free stickers, stop there. Also, you need to check out Another Summit, a nonprofit program that leads outdoor adventure activities for veterans and first responders for free. outdoor adventures like walking, hiking, paddling, and even backpacking. We welcome guardians of all ages and ability levels, including those with accessibility needs. Our adventures are located throughout New York and the Northeast, and we organize transit-accessible adventures throughout the Hudson Valley and the New York City area. Apply today on anothersummit.org. All right, so let's get on to the guest of the night.
Let's go.
So, as we already know, Alex Raimo joins us tonight to talk about his Catskill Diartissima attempt. So, if you don't know what the Diartissima is, an extreme endurance hiking route where hikers summit all of the designated high peaks in any area, and this is specifically the New York Catskill Mountains, one push, one through hike, basically, of all the 35 peaks. So Alex is here to talk about that tonight and his attempt to do this whole Diartissima. Were you attempting to break the record?
Oh yeah, this is my second shot at trying to do the 35.
That's
Didn't
news
make it
to
this
me.
time.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we have a revelation right out of the box.
Right out of
That was the second time. Well, I had to say Matt Mata, he broke the record on like the 33, so like without like south double top or round top or whatever makes it 35. He did it in 3.5 days, like 2 weeks before I did my attempt. So just had to put that out there.
Who did
Put
that?
Matthew Mata.
Okay.
Oh,
You should have him on. He's a beast.
Definitely.
wow. I didn't know of this. Like, what the fuck? The social media doesn't post this stuff? What the hell? What does he
No,
post this on? How did you find this out?
Strava.
Strava.
Like I'm friends with him on Strava. Yeah.
Of course. So now, Alex, as I know, you contacted me. I followed you throughout this hike. Unfortunately, you didn't get to finish this because of like the circumstances that you made an awesome decision to get out of there, or not. But can't wait to hear about it tonight on the show. I've been waiting for this. I'm glad you made it on the show, but what we need is a little bit of a background from yourself. Let's not talk about doing this one 500-foot peak 37 goddamn times. Go back in time 26 years ago to when you were born as a little baby. What did you start running up?
Oh gosh. I did like cross country in high school for a little bit when I was a cyclist, also like in high school. So I think that's where I got some like endurance base. And then after college, I did like about 1,700 miles of the PCT. Yeah, that's kind of where I got like the through hiking bug. That was fun. And then like took a break for a year or so, and then kind of got back into just long distance hiking last year. Then I had to get like a leg surgery for compartment syndrome, which is the second time I got it. So I took like a break for a few months, and then just starting to get back into the swing of things with like this hike. This is like the Catskill 35 is something I've had my sights set on for a while. So can't wait to go back at it again next year too.
So 1,700 miles on the PCT. The PCT is 2,100 miles, right? So
it's like 2,650.
Oh, okay. So you got it 900 miles left. Why did you only do 1,700 miles?
Well, I started pretty late in the desert. I started on June 11th, so it was pretty hot, and like I didn't train at all. Like it shouldn't like the fact I got that far is a miracle. I should not have. I injured my both knees, both ankles, like within like a month. It wasn't good, but ultimately, like I pulled the plug just because I ran out of time. It's just not feasible.
Nice. I mean, you at least pull the plug. Once again, this is you're once again putting your life first instead of other people to rescue you on the PCD. Nonetheless, it's not an easy trail. I mean, compared to the East, it's easy. Oh, that's a triggered.
I don't know. Like I had a close call on the PCT. I was on a pass in the Sierra, like 12,000 feet, and I like spent a night like without any like shelter. Well, I wrapped myself with my tent just to stay warm. I had like an incident, but that's kind of why I ended it too.
So you before Tad, you've done endurance biking. Like how does that play into like hiking and stuff like that?
Well, I think they go hand in hand, but we're just not going to skip over I wrapped myself in a tent and I had an incident, and that played into, terminating my effort out there. So tell us about the incident, Alex. I mean,
Yeah. So I was on Shepherd Pass in the Sierra, which is one of the more difficult mountain passes that you can use to connect to the PCT. And I was trying to beat the sunlight, well, to beat sunset. And there's a big snowfield separating me from like the bottom of the snowfield to the top of the pass. It's a few hundred feet. It's like a 45, 50-degree slope. And it just recently snowed, and I was following up someone else's like boot tracks. And then I got to the edge of the snowfield, like following them, and then they just disappeared. I was like, oh, I think that I should not have followed these. But my pack weight was so heavy that I kind of lost my footing, and I just like straddled the snowfield because I was being pulled down it. And like 2 weeks before I was there, someone broke their legs in like the same spot. So I was kind of nervous. And then I thought I could keep going up to connect to the top of the pass a different way that was safer, but ultimately I couldn't. And I ended up spending about 12 hours at the near the top of the pass, like in the snow, wrapped in my tent and sleeping bag. And I got frostbite on my fingers, kind of minor, but they were numb for 3 months.
wow.
And how many?
That's awful.
How long of that was in the PCT where you experienced that?
That was about no, that was the last day of the PCT.
Oh, okay. So that's when you called it quits.
Yeah, I thought that was a good time to bail.
Okay.
So,
I was going to say, like, this is like, like 3 months in, and you're just like, I can continue on.
no, that was after Mount Whitney.
Yeah. So how long is that snowfield that you were talking about?
Mm,
Just to put it in perspective, a few miles.
no, it's only like 500 or 600 feet,
Okay.
but it's extremely steep.
Yeah.
Like a lot of deer, like when they were migrating, like once like 50 deer like died on it, like with this falling down. So it's like it's steep, and there are rocks at the bottom. So
yeah, and you're trying to go upslope without snowshoes on?
I had crampons. No, excuse me. I had micro spikes, which is not enough, and trekking poles. So it's enough to get you into a dangerous spot.
Yeah.
And
then you just keep going. You don't turn around when you just keep going. Okay.
And like in my mind, I was like, I could traverse this to get to where the path should be, but if I fall, like it's not going to end well. So I didn't do that.
Gotcha. So going to your cycling, road or mountain bike?
Road.
Okay. And were you a racer?
Yeah, I raced juniors for like a couple of years. Like I really like doing time trials.
Gotcha.
So like a 5 or 10 mile route, just whoever goes fastest wins.
Yeah. So were you like a Cat 2, Cat 3?
Cat 4.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Explain that to a human being that doesn't know about this stuff.
So the cycling has like this tiered or ranking system that when you start bike racing, you start off at the citizen level, and then you progress to the next category, which is Cat 4. Then you move, if you're good, you move on, good enough to move on. You move to Cat 3, then to Cat 2, then to Cat 1. And part of Cat 1 is pro riding. And
interesting.
Out of like every 10,000 cyclists, probably 10,000 racing cyclists, probably 10 are Cat 1.
Wow.
And out of 10 Cat 1, and I'm not sure what the exact numbers are these days, but out of 10 Cat 1 cyclists, like 0.0005 are pro. That's how stratified the road cycling community is.
So with that, like those are the crazy people that you see like doing insane pedaling with their like hands tucked on the curved things, the curved handlebars and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
like,
in an arrow position. That's what the time trialing is. And then you also have criterium racing, which is on a closed course going around and around and around. And then you have your traditional road racing where you're out on the road riding, whether it's 35 miles or 120 miles. So there's different within cycling, bicycle racing, there's different types of events with different types of efforts. But if you're a time trialist, you're good at sustained effort, dealing with a lot of lactic pain in your muscles and being able to maintain, a relatively high heart rate for a long period of time. That's basically what time trialing is. So time trialists genuinely know how to suffer. That's what they do.
Okay. Okay. So speaking of like knowing how to suffer, Alex, are you like a 35er? Like what are you like your mountain climbing experience? You're not a 35. So with this coming attempts of doing the dietissima, like this was
Mm.
your first attempt at the 35 peaks?
Yeah, I had only done 13 of the peaks before this effort, so most of them are new,
Wow.
which wasn't ideal, but it was a good way to recon the course for like future efforts. It's just more efficient, I guess.
So like I mean, true. It's kind of more down to earth instead of doing these like 8 420 grids and then attempting it. So now, are you familiar with much besides like hiking in Massachusetts in the Northeast? Like,
Honestly, not too much. Like Massachusetts, New York. Like I grew up in northern New Jersey, so I went to Harriman a lot with my parents and my family. But other than that, like I was an Eagle Scout. I sports some places in like New York, but nothing too crazy.
wow. So you do the PCT. Yeah. Unfortunately, you do 1,700 miles, which is still fucking a lot. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's a bad thing. Jesus Christ. But now you're like, let's do the freaking dietissima. Like, sorry to say it like this. How the fuck do you go after that? like,
I
geez.
honest Mike Sudi's effort when he like I think 2018 where he did it in like 2.5 days, 2 days, 6 hours, something like that. That really inspired me. Like where he broke Ted Kaiser's record. Um, yeah, I think just seeing like his the Mountain Peak Fitness video on YouTube, just watching that over and over again. That was really that inspired me, and I also thought I could do it because I think it's kind of a good warm up for the Adirondack 486 FKT, which I might eye on that like eventually maybe, but I had to do this one first, and this is
Mhm.
I can't stop thinking about it. So
Yeah. And just for a reminder for our listeners, Mike Sudi is now the canister maintainer. Mike Sudi is, let's just call him Iron Mike. He's pretty hardcore. I mean, he's really hardcore. So
Yeah.
quite a testament to him doing the 3,500 in under 3 days. So
Insane.
total badass. He hangs out at Westkill Brewing or at Woodstock Brewery. Yeah. So if you see him inside, you got to buy him a beer, give him a high five.
Yeah. So no, that's insane. Like just out of nowhere.
Yeah. And he's a cool
Totally.
dude. If you pump into him on the trail, he's a really cool and humble guy. All right. Back to Alex.
Yeah. So like, how did you like research this? Like how did you plan this? This is not like this something that is plastered like the PCT on the internet and such. Like it's got to take work.
yeah, so a lot of it revolved around like Mike Sudi's route. I have like a whole CalTopo map that I've been editing for the past like couple of years, and just like kind of trying to optimize it and just staring at it, trying to think of a way to connect the peaks that makes sense and avoids private property. But it's really hard to do. I just kind of edited some of Mike's routes. Because he used like Graham and Double Top, like those are closed, and I added South Double Top and Round Top to kind of complete the 35.
Nice.
And yeah, so like that was also Mike's recommendation. I like sent my map to him, and he like gave some advice, and also like I talked with Matt Matta about it as well, and he gave me some tips too. But mostly just staring at CalTopo, trying to figure out a good way to get to all the peaks, and it didn't turn out great this time on Hocket, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Nice.
So what did you do any training to build up for this, or you just generally fit all the time and you didn't break your training routine?
This was my 10th, so I had leg surgery on both my calves in October, so this was my 10th hike
Because of the
after
compartment
that.
syndrome?
Yeah,
What is that, by the way? I hate to interrupt, but what is compartment syndrome?
essentially the fascia that holds that surrounds my muscles doesn't expand enough when I exercise, and I like lose feeling in my legs and the ability to like lift my feet. They just go limp.
Wow. That's a little
Yeah.
extreme.
Sounds
Yeah.
pretty dangerous when you're out trail running or trail hiking.
Yeah.
Not being able to lift your feet
I know.
could result in injury to your rotator cuff. Okay.
Was that what happened to you?
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
Well, I
as I was trying
dislocated
to.
my shoulder on the first attempt, so
Oh,
with you on that.
damn. Yeah, I can understand how that happens now. Okay, so you did this unsupported,
Mhm.
right? Do we okay, so what we had this fellow Chris aka Chicken Fat on the show about a year or so ago, did the what was it, the long path?
Yep.
Unsupported. And his idea of unsupported means that you can't even go into a Stewart shop and buy a slice of greasy pizza, right? So for you, what does unsupported mean when you do this?
Just no external support of any means and not picking up anything along the way or dropping off your gear.
Oh, wow.
So everything you start with, you end with.
And so what is it then that you start with? What do you load the pack with to make it? Well, how many miles were you projecting this to be?
I think 141, and I did 133. I think my route was 5 or 10 miles shorter than planned, which is not.
Wow.
I wasn't happy
Wow. So
with that.
you made it 133 out of 141
I think it would have been like
on Hawkett.
150
I was
something
gonna
Hawkett.
I was gonna say once
Hawkett.
you said you
Yeah.
ended on
at
Indian
Platte
Head, right?
Cove.
Platte Clove.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh, okay. So here you are. What is it in your backpack when you start out for like this 3 plus or minus day excursion?
Mm.
What's in there? How much does it weigh? How many liters is it? What's going on in the backpack?
Yeah, I had a 28-liter vest like style pack. Total weight was 100 ounces. So like a little over 6 pounds, 7 pounds, and that's
Jesus.
including my phone, which is 10 ounces. Um, so just making clear. So I had a 50-degree synthetic quilt. That was good. I had a 6 panel of a Nemo switchback like foam sleeping pad, and an emergency blanket that I put over the quilt. That's my main shelter. It's not. I kind of relied on the lean-tos and my other like my rain jacket for more shelter. And that was mostly it. And just a lot of batteries, like a waist lamp and a headlamp. And
Those batteries weigh a lot, though.
yeah, I had about, I think, almost a pound of batteries.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like
Yeah.
my batteries that I carry are very overweight. But I like to be 100% charged every night, especially with my headlamp and my phone.
No, totally. Yeah, I'm with you
Yeah.
on that.
And are you using anything to recharge? You have like a solar panel with you, or is that just a waste and you're not using something like that?
No solar panel, but I did have like a one 10,000 milliamp hour like a battery bank, and then like a smaller three thousand milliamp hour one from just my watch.
Okay.
But it's mostly like batteries like this for my
Oh,
for my headlamp.
Jesus.
Like double A batteries.
This is a 3,400 milliamp hour battery.
Yeah, but it's a rechargeable. And it's a little bit bigger than a double A.
Yeah, weighs like
Okay.
a 1.5 ounces roughly.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So what did you do for food? What was your planning for food? Was it just fluids the whole way? Was that your plan?
Almost entirely fluids. It was like 16,000 calories of fluids, like of liquid nutrition. I use mostly like Morden, and it's called Infinite Nutrition.
Hmm.
I got sick of the Infinite just because I got like a throat infection on day one, and it's kind of got worse and worse, and I think that didn't help. But
What time of year did you start
it was Memorial Day weekend.
of this year?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have your 100 ounce 16 or 26 liter pack.
Mhm.
You've got like all this battery equipment in it. You got your 10 ounce phone. And what do you have, like powders to mix with water? Is that what the nutrition
Yeah.
is?
Then I had
Okay.
like two like soft flasks, and then like 2 liters of like two 1 liter bottles also. So like a total capacity was like 4 liters for water.
And what's the weight of your food when you start the
Oh
powders?
gosh. I think
20
it was
ounces, 30 ounces.
it was pretty heavy.
Heavy.
With the weight here.
You enjoy this?
No.
Yeah.
No, oh come on.
Like,
I mean,
seriously,
you're gonna
like-
go out, it's a sufferfest, and the food is not even food.
Like my pack today going to Pocket, which is like not even 4 miles, but it's got to be over like 20 something pounds.
I
Because-
think I started at 21 pounds.
Yeah, I have a Arizona iced tea, a Powerade, a freaking two things, of Doritos. My God, yeah. I'm just gonna live off of freaking water for the next 3
Yeah.
days.
Like each serving 300 calories. So it's pretty hefty water.
Yeah. And so did you like work out the math and do calculations to know how many calories to bring along?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried.
And how did that work out? Were you like on budget, over budget, under budget in terms of the food supply?
I was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fine.
So
Okay.
now, did you have like something with your like, your smartwatch or your phone to like tell you like, hey, you need to drink 300 calories right now? Like, was that something that you had planned, or was that like, you kind of guessed?
I tried to do one an hour. It's
Okay.
pretty solid. So like, but the only
Mhm.
thing is, if I don't find water, I don't drink, or well, I'm not eating. So it's bonk. Like going up for, I got extremely dehydrated, and I had to like detour to I can't scan it, Scandaken. I can't pronounce it. Scandaken Brook Lean-To.
Oh, the Shandaken.
Shandaken, thank you. Brook Lean-To. I spent like I think 12 hours there,
Oh,
just
wow.
trying to revive myself because I didn't go pee for like half a day.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a
Ouch.
little extreme.
Damn. Ouch.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so
Yeah.
that kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
scary. And now like, once again, I'm thinking you have to like I think of only like the extreme runners that have to do these like on the Boston Marathon. Once again, they have like something like you must have 300 calories right now to maintain your balance. Like and you're out there in the goddamn wilderness, not with somebody like handing you off a Pepsi or something on the side of the road. It's like, oh shit, I got to find 300 calories somehow.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
But it was pretty
so
good.
was water resupplying a big issue then?
Only on fur. Other than that, it
Mhm.
was like pretty plentiful
Yeah, when you say only on fur, so how was it you were approaching fur?
from Maben Hollow.
Maven Hollow. Maven Hollow.
Hmm.
Maven Hollow.
There's
Is
like
that
there's an easement there.
Okay. You mean Burnham Hollow?
I don't know.
Off of
so
this
where did you
slide mountain end?
Yeah,
I have,
that's
I have my map up here. No, like it's really not commonly used. I don't know. It was it's a pretty miserable approach, honestly.
Yeah.
All right,
All
so
right.
Yeah.
let me look into this because once again, Maven.
Like yeah, it's right across from Little Peck Road, Maben Hollow Road.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah. I know where that is.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Wow. So
And
you're
that takes you right up to Fur,
Yeah, there's like an old road that goes up there.
an old logging road.
Yeah,
Okay.
gets
Nice.
extremely steep.
Yeah. Oh, I got
nice.
you. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
you were going to go from Fur over to Big Indian,
Hmm.
and then where were you going to go?
Then I was gonna do the Eagle Balsam, then go to Bear Pen Fly, but instead I went to the Lean-To for half a day.
Okay.
Wow. And then
But
like
yeah,
what
like
it,
when I was walking to it, I was like, if I don't, I really didn't want to go there, but I knew it had water. I knew the ridge wouldn't, and if I was just imagining myself passed out on the trail, and I knew I had to like detour, or else like it would be over.
Mhm.
So
Is it fair to say that you knew you were in crisis mode?
yeah, I
And
knew
for
if I
how
didn't drink, it wouldn't be good.
and for how long was it you were in crisis mode then? How long did you know that this was coming? You said you hadn't peed for a day and a half, right?
Like I didn't pee until the morning.
Okay.
So I got there at like 8 p.m. I didn't pee until the morning. I left at
wow.
like 8 or 9.
Now
Damn.
now yeah, that's
Yeah.
a little like crazy. So now have you encountered anybody on the trail during these times? Well,
Um,
on and off trail?
until then, no. I saw one person. She was on the only log across the the creek or whatever I had to cross to go up East Wildcat to connect to a table. So that was the only person I saw. And then honestly, I saw most people once I got to the Devil's Path. Other than that, there's no one on the trail, which is kind of nice.
And I mean, we should have kind of gone over the logistics at first. So we're going to start all the way from Peaker Moose Road and end at Wyndham Route 23, correct?
No, that's like what
It's
most people have
traditional.
done. I started at with Balsam Lake, and then I like Millbrook Ridge or no,
Uh-huh.
like Drybrook Ridge, like Trailhead or something like that. Balsam Lake to South Double Top, then Bushwhack to like the road there, like to the Pine Hill West Branch Trail, whatever it's called.
Uh-huh.
Then go over the creek, and then bushwhacked over to East Wildcat, connected with like the trail that leads up to Table, did Peekamoose and the Nine.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
I did. I did after Lone. It was dark too when I did like that bushwhack.
But you're feeling good through this stage?
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
No, no. So you when you cross over to East Wildcat, you're crossing over the East Branch, no, the West Branch of the Neversink. Then you drop down into Denning, right? And you're going over to Table, so you go over the East Branch of the Neversink, right over the bridge. You get water there.
Hmm.
Okay, then you're going to head up Table, Peekamoose, double back out to Lone. It's nighttime now, but you're
Hmm.
not going to encounter any water. You're going out to Lone, Rocky,
Right, shit.
Balsam, Friday, still no
Nothing.
water, and then
Yeah.
then you step out on the Burroughs Traverse by Cornell, right? You
Mhm.
get there, and then you bang a right. You do Cornell, Wyndham, and then head back towards Slide. Still no water. Or
Wittenberg.
do you,
Um, like after Wittenberg,
Wittenberg.
it was really cold. So I was fine. Like I got 4 liters at the Table Spring. So I've run out of water there before I knew what to expect. So that was an issue. And then like I filled up at the Slide Spring and that was fine.
Okay.
That's a good point.
So you
Yeah,
get up,
Slide.
you're up and over Slide, then you head down to what is that, 42 that goes through there? Down. Do you take like the easement road out towards Giant Ledge,
Yes.
Panther? Then you whack down Panther towards Little Peck Road.
Yeah, pretty much. I like met
But
up
it's
with
going,
the
but it's going sideways now. You're coming off of Panther, and
Mhm.
you haven't peed.
No, I peed then
Ah,
before
we
that.
peed then.
This is like pee talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want
No,
to know
like
what we
once
want. Did you post all your pee stops or okay? Never mind.
I don't know if that's safe for work.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, I whacked off Panther. Like they're like the primitive campsites once you like descend from like
mhm.
Panther, then go down. And I like pretty much nailed like staying only on public land, which was good. But that
Yeah.
was a really tough bushwhack, like surprisingly difficult.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I went over to Fur, but it was really hot when I did the road walk. And I lost a lot of water then. And going up, I was like, oh, I really don't want to carry the water. I had like 2 liters still. And then I got to some water at the top of Fur, and I was like started filtering, and then I realized it was tons of bear poop. It's all in the water. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna drink this.
Ah,
Like,
Oh,
not for
that's
me. I'm
strange.
not
That's
that desperate
strange.
yet. So
dude,
2 hours later, it was.
so now recapping all of this, I don't know why I didn't come to this, but now I see where Little Peck Hollow is, and now you're going up Big Indian. I mean, once again, you're bushwhacking off of Panther, not the traditional route. Like, I mean, everybody would tag Panther, come back down, and then hit, up in the Biscuit, or not Biscuit Brook, sort of the Biscuit Brook area, and then whacked going up Big Indian and Fur. But you decided to do a whole different freaking thing. And does this like cause kind of like a little chaos of be like, are you confident? You feel good? You're going up, Big Indian and Fur kind of, I mean, they're not the most difficult, but I mean, where you're approaching it from, it is pretty difficult. Not many
It
people.
was really hard.
Okay.
What made that approach so hard getting up to Fur?
Well, I'm over a day in at this point, and
Yeah.
I did not train at all really for this. I probably did about 20 hours total of training since October before this hike.
Are you on track though? From
Yeah,
your
it's still
time?
possible. It's still possible
Wow.
then. Like the FKT pace I was beating is 4 days, 13 hours. So that's about 1.38 miles per hour average, like overall. So that's
Mhm.
doable. Like I think most people could bang that out if they really wanted to, or if they needed to. But going up Furwest is hard because it's so steep. I was really my muscles were not strong enough to hang with that. My steps were not even moving past the front of the other foot. It was really
Wow.
slow.
Yeah, and if people, when you're coming up to go to Panther or Slide Mountain area, you look over to your right off of, we're talking about what's that? I mean, I went there. I stayed there the night we had
The Urban Cowboy.
Oh
Full
yeah.
Moon Resort. Like
Full Moon.
you
Okay.
look up there, fur is significantly steep. And you don't know it until you do it. And not many, I would say very, very few have gone up this area. I mean, so now you're going up there, you're at the Shandaken lean-to, and you haven't pissed in a while. So like, how are you, number one, how are you staying like conscious with this lack of calories and stuff, lack of water? Like, I need a goddamn freaking big sandwich to keep myself moving. I even unhawk it. You're running on water fumes, basically.
That's where I ate like the other half of my Butterfingers that I brought. I brought one king size Butterfingers.
Butterfingers. Oh my
So
God.
I hit the spot.
And how are you like when you're moving, like kind of going downhill, uphill? Are you like running, you trotting, you're fast pacing? Like what's your moment, like your movement?
I'm just trying to walk as fast as possible, which meant like a 25-minute mile to 20-minute mile pace, really slow. Like nothing
Wow.
crazy. I was really fatigued by that point, and honestly, sleeping and stopping at that lean-to, I think saved the effort. If I didn't do that, I don't think I would have been able to go much further. Honestly, I slept 7 or 8 hours.
You get to the lead to, you sleep 7 or 8 hours, right?
Mm.
What do you feel like when you wake up? Are you
Yeah.
like all tight and stiff?
Yeah, I was like surprisingly good. I was kind of woke up in a panic, like, oh my gosh, I just ruined the effort. But I felt good that I got my sanity back. I only got like an hour of sleep before starting, so I was already pretty tired. But I don't know, kind of got going. I was concerned I hadn't peed yet. Well, did that, and then I just kept going up. I was like, oh my gosh, I just added like 500, 600 feet of vert to this effort. It's already going to be 41,000 feet, but kept going. Like honestly, the Bel Air, like the resort was pretty awesome. Just going through there, it was pretty easy. And then going over to like Bearpen and Fly, just trying to stay on pace.
Are you trying to make up time on the road when you're doing the
Yeah.
road segments? Okay.
Yeah. Like ideally you would run the whole road section. It should be run.
Yeah.
I'm not fit enough to do that. It might pack way too much to do that. But on the road section, I had two pit bulls like came at me. Scared the bejesus out. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They came running from this yard.
Yeah. By the way, Mike Sudi's got two pit bulls.
Might have been him.
Oh, that's why.
I'm just joking. Mike wouldn't do anything like that, but okay.
I mean, like, at this time, like I'm just picturing like you're like you go to Bear Pen and Fly, so you hit Bear Pen, and then you automatically go backwards and then go over Fly to Hawk it, correct?
No, like then I retraced my steps like down the road and then up to Turk Hollow, and it's dark as I'm going up Turk Hollow, like the sun just set, and I was really dreading doing the bushwhack at night. Like starting a bushwhack you've never done at night, it's not ideal, especially when no one really does. So I just found where I thought I should go and just started walking straight into the woods on like the like following the path I predetermined. And I also realized when I was halfway through, I was like, oh, I kind of like guessed these lines. Like I actually didn't think too much about it because I was going to recon the whole thing beforehand, and I didn't do that. So it took 5 hours, and it shouldn't have. It was like 4 miles.
I mean, like you're going once again from Fly over to Hawkett, and this is an area that is not like people don't see this often. Only people like Tad and the dedicated people who want to like connect these two in a single day will do this. Yeah. So you're going through unknown territory.
But what I'm understanding what Alex did is after you do Fly, you double back, you go down to Route 3, and you head over to Dirk Hollow Road and head east to the end of Dirk Hollow Road, and then you set off from Dirk Hollow to do Hawkett. Is that generally correct?
Yeah, generally. Like if you follow like the trail that it leads into, like right when it like peaks or when it goes over the crest of the hill, that's when I started turning to do the bushwhack.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah. Why didn't
And
you just go from Vly over towards Sleeping Lion, and then
I would cross private property if I did that.
you can drop down to the northeast. You can drop down like 200 feet in vert and side hill on private land over towards there's a road that goes through that notch. There's actually a lean-to there, and then there's a couple dishwashers and
Yeah, that's the one
there. Yeah, and then you can head over from Sleeping Lion over to Hawkett, although the prickers get so thick in there that
I know.
It's kind of like going through a car wash made of like switchblades, if you will. So
Like I got to Sleeping Lion, and I think that's when I had my closest call. Like it was near there. I started walking towards what I realized was a cliff, like at night. And I was pretty tired, and got really disoriented by like the ledge, like how like the trees were protruding up, and it looked like it was solid ground. But I got like 5 or 10 feet away, and I realized I'm walking towards a ledge. Like that was the closest call I had, honestly. Yeah, at night. Yeah.
And how much of that was solely because it was nighttime, or you're just fucking tired and you're not making associations like you would if you were fully rested?
I think a lot of it was nighttime and just like how tired I was, but it was kind of an illusion. Like it really did look like the ground was like solid where it wasn't, where there's nothing.
Yeah, and you were heading downhill at this point?
Yeah, I kind of get off course too. Like those were reflective pieces of rope were really really disorienting me for some reason.
Did you ever figure out what they were from?
I have no clue. No clue. I really want to know. Whoever did that, they had a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, especially over on Sleeping Lion, where nobody barely goes unless they want to do the Catskill 100 highest. Yeah, there's no searches over there for a while, like that I know of.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've run into some search lines out there between what was it, Big Indian and Double Top. There was that guy that was lost out there for like I think a week or so, and I ran into
3 days.
3 days? Oh,
yeah,
I was the guy that was
out
lost
there
for a week. So all right, so Alex is heading towards Hawkett. He almost bushwhacks off a cliff in the middle of the night. Have you peed? We want to know. We the listeners now are like following.
Where did you story.
Pee? Yeah,
everywhere.
Everywhere. My God.
He's marking his territory.
No, it was fine.
You have to be 150 feet off the trail when you relieve yourself. So I hope you didn't violate that rule.
So you also let's not forget that he entered South Double Top on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. So now you go to South, like just reversing back South Double Top on. Wow. So now you're up on Hawkett. Yeah. Like how, like it just took you so long to get on Hawkett. Why was that? Like you're just disoriented, your navigation, like what was your navigation? Like what did you use?
Gaia, Strava.
Like Strava heat maps are really useful because you can see every single, like you can see a lot. It's really good for bushwhacking. Not so much other stuff, but bushwhacks it's solid. Like Strava, like my watch, Garmin Phoenix, and also like Garmin Explorer. I like that app as well.
Okay. Nice. What Phoenix do you have?
The Phoenix 7 Solar.
Okay. I just got the 8. So
how is it?
I don't like the navigation yet. I don't know how do you follow yourself? Like when I did the map navigation, I would be on the map and then all of a sudden I would drift off the map. It doesn't follow me. Like it's weird. So anyway, let's not get on that shit.
All right. So Alex is making his way over to Hawkett. And what happens? Do you reach the summit of Hawkett?
Oh yeah. Okay. I did after a really long time, and then I started descending after a little bit, and then I told myself I deserve a nap, and I also needed to charge my watch. So I lay down to charge my watch and woke up like an hour and a half later.
Where?
Yeah, where? On Hawkett.
You make it down to 42?
No, not about like I was about a half mile down the trail. I slept
in a nettle field.
Yeah,
basically.
Right. It's basically what it is.
So here's a question: if it's a herd path are you really sleeping within 150 feet of the trail if it's not a marked trail?
Well, that all depends. If you're like
Don't say
friendly
that
to the
to VC.
podcast, yeah. If you're friendly with the podcast, it's okay. But if you never tag the show or support the show, then obviously you're violating the rules. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So you're like a fun. Yeah.
That settles it.
Yeah. So let it be written that that's the rule. So you bed down in a nettle field. Is this like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Like around, I think 4 or 3,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
What was the weather conditions?
Oh, they were nice. It was nice.
Yeah. So this is, what is this? Sunday now? Are we into Sunday? Sunday morning?
Everything gets fuzzy.
Okay.
It was day 2 or 3. I guess I can't remember.
Alex is struggling with this, but so here you are.
Yeah.
You're heading down Hawkett. You bed down for the night. 42 is not that far away, and when you go to sleep, do you think that you can finish?
I think it's still possible. It's a stretch, but honestly, the fact that I got as far as I did that was a stretch too. I wasn't expecting to go that far.
And what do you have left to go after Hawkett?
Just North Dome, Sherrill, Devil's Path, and then Catskill High Peak, Round Top, and like the Blackhead Range, or the
escarpment.
The escarpment.
Oh, it's not much.
No.
It's only let's say
you still have to. You have to still get over to Round Top and Catskill.
Yeah, never happened.
So that's a really, really long way. But all right, so here you are. You get down to 42. How is it you're going to go up to Sherrill?
The Shad Road.
What's that?
Yeah.
Shaft Road? Okay.
So road walking?
Yeah, like it's pretty fast. I was worried I'd get hit by a car. Like every time one would come towards me, I'd just step off the road completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I just took the herd path. That was pretty easy, honestly. And that was nice. Like the cliffs by like Sherrill or North Dome, like those are something, but they weren't too bad.
Yeah, once you go down from North Dome down to the Devil's Path, is one of the steepest kind of areas in the Catskills. That unmarked, I would say.
Yeah, like and also, it's I'm kind of uncertain like how much of the ground is actually solid on these cliffs because like what's a hole, what's not. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, so Danny Davis and I have had these discussions about the perception of solid ground on these slopes when it's really a talus slope with sometimes a thicker layer of forest cover like broken branches, leaf litter, and things like that, and other times a very thin cover. But underneath that cover, you can have voids that are, a couple feet to 10 feet. It all depends, how these rocks were put there at the time. But it's amazing that over the last 10, 15, 20,000 years, those voids haven't filled in. And so literally you can be bushwhacking out there, you stop and you talk to somebody and you start sinking down because what you thought was solid ground is just collapsing underneath you. So you get to Shaft Road, you start up Sherrill, you make it up Sherrill, right? You continue on to North Dome.
Right? And then you go down the steep area of somewhat what should be extension of Devil's Path, and then you hit Devil's Path. Now, what time of day did you go down North Dome? Like you're hitting the steep area?
Morning.
Okay, that's not bad. So now you're hitting Devil's Path. What are your what are your thoughts? Like I'm hitting the shit of the shit.
Oh yeah, I was pretty relieved honestly to be on a marked trail.
True.
That was nice. But then I started thinking, oh gosh, I don't have a ride at the end of this thing. Like I want someone to pick me up.
This is when this occurs to you. Like you're starting the Devil's Path. You're like, oh fuck, I might actually get far enough that I need a ride back to my car.
Pretty much. Well, I called 6 people beforehand, and no one would agree to doing it except for Smiley's. He pulled through, but I just wanted someone. So I started without an actually secured ride, and I was kind of stressed out about that, but it worked out. But once I got on the Devil's Path, I called my dad, and I was like, "Hey, like, can you help me just secure a ride? I'll cover it." But I ended up going with Smiley's anyway. But I was just freaking out about that.
Yes, let me
Okay.
tag that. The Smiley's taxis, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now you hit Devil's Path. We're talking Stan's Peak, which is called What the Fuck Peak. Once again, like people that are traveling from east to west hit the What the Fuck Peak. How you're feeling good? You finally hit Path. What do you feel when you're at like Westkill? You're at the kind of like the tail end of Devil's Path when you're coming east to west. But when you're going west Heath, that's kind of like you're at Devil's Path. We're fucking
Yeah.
hitting the shit of the shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. It got progressively worse, but it wasn't. Yeah, like I was mostly just tired of being on technical terrain. Like after a long time, after a couple of days, I just don't want to be on rocks anymore. And I was, but yeah, I don't know. I was still pumped. I started doing miles math for like, is this possible? Am I gonna actually beat the record? And I did the math wrong, so I thought I was going to. So that was a good
Mm.
motivation too.
Nice. And then once again, like as I remember, you contacted me on Hawkett saying that
Oh God.
you had a rough night, and I'm trying to keep like my like confidence and stuff. I'm like, you got this, let's go. And then you didn't contact me again till like Indian Head. So now, what is your experience going down Westkill, up Southwest Hunter, stuff like that?
Hmm.
I remember you saying you were hitting some rough weather.
Oh gosh, yeah. I was also trying to conserve batteries. I only had like 50% left in my phone. Like once going up Rusk is really steep, but once
Oh
I
yeah, I
got
forgot
to
about Rust. Jesus, I'm sorry.
yeah, like I did Rusk, that was steep, but like that was a really nice bushwhack all the way over to Hunter. Like that was my favorite one, honestly. It's just really pretty. Going up Hunter is like nicely graded, nice spring also, so that's good. Once I got to Southwest Hunter, that's when like the weather like really started picking up. Like the trees like seemed angry and like it started raining sideways kind of.
Mm.
And so I stopped at the shelter there, like the lean-to there, like for like 30 minutes and like put on leggings, which I knew like I'm not gonna find a dry spot for a long time. This is it. Napped for 10 minutes and then got going. That descent from like that lean-to all the way down to what like Stony like Notch Lake or whatnot, that took forever. It was so wet and all the rocks were really slippery. I fell a few times and I was
Mm.
going like once that happened, I knew like this record's not happening. Going like 40-minute miles. This is nothing's gonna
So,
happen. But
and you were slowing down because of the slick conditions.
yeah. I also
Okay.
can't feel my ankles from my surgery, so that
Mm.
doesn't help.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that that would be a concern.
You
Okay.
know, in terms like this, like back in, I don't know, I would say 10 years ago, before the search and rescue podcast came along, that sounds like a search and rescue. I would say I would tag at sounds like a search and rescue is about to happen.
No, definitely not.
I mean, this is like, I mean, a lot of people underestimate Devil's Pass, especially going down from like Hunter. Like you're talking 2,000 something of vert loss. And
Yeah.
it is rocky, it is scaly, it is an absolute bitch. Especially once again, you're battling the elements like rain and shit like that. It sucks.
Yeah. Like I was really relying on my pulls.
So now you were at the Southwest Hunter. What is that lean to called? Diamond
Diamond.
Is
I have
Devil's
no idea.
Acres?
Devil's
Devil's
Acres
Acre.
lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you said the weather started turning. What was like the temperature and stuff like that? Like what are you hitting as in what weather?
It was in the mid 40s. I checked the weather when I was going up Plateau. Like the wind chill was like in the low 20s, and by the time I was on Plateau, it after a while it actually started snowing a little bit. So it was extremely cold. That was the most cold I've ever been, like on in the Catskills at least.
Hmm.
And I sheltered for about 3 hours on Plateau, like in the only sheltered spot I could find,
Wow,
just because
where's
I
that?
knew. Um, like towards as you're going up from like Notch Lake after like about a tenth of a mile on your left side is like a big rock wall that extends for like 100 feet and there's like a cave like in the hole in the wall and it was like right below that cave where I
Hmm.
laid for a while.
Wow. Unbelievable. And you
Yeah,
encounter basically nobody on this, so
no one at that point.
you can't ask for water, you can't ask for food, you can't
Well, but
you're
it's no
No,
suffer.
longer unsupported.
no, I
True.
wouldn't have done that. Like on Westkill, actually, there was a peanut butter M&M that it was on the ground, and I got very upset that I couldn't eat it. Like, uh, that was a
How
low,
long? How long did you stare in it with like moral contemplation?
like
That there's
probably
nobody. There's nobody watching. There's this little peanut M&M that's hardly like weighs a fraction of an ounce, and you're like, am I going to break the rule or I'm going to be honest to the rule?
I picked it up and I was like, I can't believe it, and then
You
I
picked
dropped
it
it.
up.
Yeah, then I
Uh,
dropped it back.
and then the 5-second rule came into play.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Well, there's also
Okay.
an IPA at the Shandikin lean-to, or
Nice.
I didn't have it. Well, that's
Yeah.
when I hallucinated though that someone was staying in the lean-to, and I like disturbed their camp. So like I was
Oh.
convinced that there was a guy with red eyes like by the outhouse there.
Oh
Like when I
yeah.
first got there, and I was like looking for him. Like he wasn't there, of course, but I was convinced
Did
I
it look like
disturbed someone.
this? Did
Yeah.
that guy look like this?
Maybe.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right.
Crazy.
So
Mhm.
you cross over 214, you're on plateau, you shelter on your way up plateau for how long?
Like 3 hours.
Wow. And
I was
so
really cold.
and when you were you like able to get any rest, or was this just to stay out of the weather?
I fell asleep for about an hour, but it's mostly to stay out of the weather. Like my sleep system, like it works when
Mhm.
I'm sheltered and I can have like the Mylar blanket over the synthetic quilt. It works really well. And I
Okay.
was warm. But once I got out of that, I started running just to stay warm. I was
Mhm.
really cold. I mean, luckily it was on plateau because
Yeah, it's
otherwise,
flat and you can jog and
yeah,
stuff.
Okay.
yeah,
So do you get to the other side, the eastern side of plateau?
yeah. Honestly, after everything after this is somewhat of a blur. I just was moving so slow. I was just trying not to fall the whole time.
Wow. And like, is this because of, I mean, all the above, like sleep degradation, calorie degradation, the weather, stuff like that? What is this? What is the top like concern that you have? Not
Yeah,
concern. Like, what happened the most that kind of like made you feel this way?
it's just the rocks were so wet. They're so mossy. Like you just can't go fast. Like I'm not confident. I'm not gonna risk anything. It's not worth it. Just some of the rocks are gamble. Like step on it and like I fall. I lose my balance and it's game over. I don't want to break anything. So just that I can always come back.
Yeah. Plateau,
But
coming down that part of plateau is definitely one of those areas where you
it's hard.
start to see a little bit of concern. As you know,
Yeah.
Westkill offers that a little bit, but not like the eastern side of plateau.
Yeah, like going down is like, oh, this is what it's gonna be like. Oh gosh. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, if I just do like 20-minute miles, like I'm totally gonna like get this record. And then like, oh, maybe not going down plateau. But I saw someone going up was wearing micro spikes, which is crazy. I said like maybe you want to take them off, but to each their own.
Wow.
And
Micro spikes on Memorial Day weekend?
yeah,
Right?
Okay. All right. I got to look at where I was on Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was following you and you still went up. You're still going up Twin, Sugarloaf and then Twin.
yeah,
Like, and you
I'm still
said,
going.
yeah, you're still going along, but then all of a sudden, like, once again, I'm not following you minute by minute, but I all of a sudden see like you're not doing anything, and you finally send me a message saying like I gotta go, like I can't finish this.
Yeah,
What what happened? Like the weather, like everything, all of the above, like what was
yeah.
going on?
Well, so I actually ran into one of Mike Sudi's friends, like Tom DeHaan, on Twin. And when I told him what I was doing, like, we talked for a bit, and he's a cool guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, you have like 35 miles left." And I was like, "Wait, what? 35 miles?" I thought I had like I was 20 miles away, and once after that conversation, sank in that this is not happening, and I have to get to work on Monday, and I'm not gonna make it for my ride if I don't call it here, like at Indian Head. So I ultimately did. And
So after this, you were going to go to work the next day.
That was the plan. Yeah, I ended up taking a sick day and going to the doctor instead because of my throat infection.
My throat infection. Are you? God bless America. This is all I got to say. God bless. We do the goddamn Catskill attempt at the Catskill Diartissima, but then we have to go to the work the next day. Wow. Silence.
Yeah.
Like
So Alex, what was the darkest moment in this journey? The Shandaken lean-to after that? Where was it that you were like in the worst spot on this?
Yeah, definitely the Hawkett bushwhack. I like almost lost it. I came to the point where I was like imagining like, what I'm gonna do if I see a bear, and I thought like boxing the bear was like the best course of action. I thought I could take it. So like that was I was really really angry. Honestly, going through all like the thorn bushes is just constantly getting cut up.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was lying on the ground on Big Indian. I called my mom saying like I never want to hike again. Like I'm done. And she said you say that every time, and then I was like, okay, that's true.
that is correct.
Every mother knows their kids all so well, right?
Yeah.
So there's your mom coming through for you.
I was gonna say, like usually your mom's kind of try to talk you out of that, but she's like probably like, don't be a pussy, you can do this.
Yeah, she didn't say it like that, but I think that's what she meant.
Yeah, that's why Stasha's not a mom.
Correct.
Just putting that out there.
Listen.
So as you're traversing across the Devil's Path, making your way to Indian Head, you still think that you can beat the record until you run into Tom DeHaan, who recalibrates your math, and you realize that you have how many more miles to go than you were expecting?
Like 15 or like 10 more than I thought.
Mm-hmm. So that if you're averaging a half a mile or averaging a mile a half an hour, that's like 7-8 hours longer than what you expected. And that was the deal breaker. Was it not being able to finish to get to work the next day was the deal breaker, or was it you're just fucking fatigued? And whoop.
That's fair. It was a combination of all of it. Like mostly, I don't see the point of like going on in the effort if I'm not going to actually beat the record.
Yeah.
So like that math was automatically like just bad once I found that out. Also, I was going to miss my ride, and I was going to finish at like 3 a.m. or like 2 a.m. I was like, don't know about that. That's going to be hard to get a ride.
So is it fair to say that when you got that information, it just kind of took the wind out of your sails?
Oh yeah. Like a minute after when I realized what he said, I was like so out of it, I kind of forgot his name until Mike emailed me a few days ago.
Okay.
But
so what was so he hears you this, and is it like on the spot you decide to bail, or do you continue on and over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, you're like, this, the whole why and purpose and whatever just leaves you and you're like going to throw in the towel for this time? How did that thought process unwind?
I'm just mostly like being that it took me like 45 minutes to do 1 mile. Just that alone, after a mile, I was like, okay, this is taking forever. I'm going to be out here all day. It just didn't make sense anymore. Like I came and did what I wanted to do. I did a good recon for next year. I got a lot of the peaks done that I had never done before, and I was pretty happy with myself, and I was ready to go.
Nice.
So how did you get off of Indian Head? Where did you go?
Indian Head yeah. Sorry.
I met Tim at Platte Cove Road, but I got lost somehow coming off Indian Head. I ended up adding like a couple of miles to I went one way, then I backtracked, and then I went the other way, did a loop, and met up at like near the Platte Cove Falls area.
Okay. So you probably went back on Devil's Path and went to was it goddamn Ted
Lake?
No, the other way, to the start of Devil's Path, Predator Road.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's the actual start and finish of the Indian Head or the Devil's Path. So understandable.
Yeah. So you told us, Alex, about the weird, somewhat hallucinogenic experiences you were having in the Shandaken lean-to. That you envisioned yourself boxing a bear going up Hawkett. Did you have these thoughts elsewhere? Were you like in a hallucinogenic zone for hours, or did you have periods where you just went back and forth, transition to, being more present and coherent to just having like weird and wild things going through your head?
Um, I'd say like the whole mostly like at night. That's when I had a lot of illusions, but mostly like in my peripheral vision, like my glasses would reflect in my waist lamp, and it always looked like there were like eyes, like kind of like coming at me, like looking at me, and that was really like trippy, honestly. But once I realized that that's what was going on, I would still get scared every minute, but I just didn't freak myself out. And like if you don't look behind you, like nothing's following. So
So how long did it take you to make that association that it was the light reflecting off your glasses versus
like 2 days.
the reality that 2 days? He says, "Did I get that right?" You squeaked in there.
Yeah.
2 days as he looks away from his microphone. Okay,
Nice.
So you finish this up. You're in the car, taking the ride back to your car. When does like the pain, the stiffness, the soreness really like fully ratchet up on you? Is it like right away, the next day?
Are you passed
I would
out?
say no. I actually like had trouble sleeping. I was just so like kind of wired from doing what I did that it's like so tired I couldn't sleep. It felt really odd.
Yeah.
I also didn't feel very good either. My throat really hurt.
Yeah. Did you drive home? You hopped in your car and you drove back to Boston?
I like slept in my car. Like, well, I did not sleep in my car in the parking lot, where I parked, for like a few
Nice.
hours, and then I went to like my motel and went to sleep and overslept my checkout and then drove home.
No shit.
Yeah.
What did you say that? Did they accept, like, be like, oh, well, you're a badass, so we'll accept that.
No, I was like 30 minutes past it. She didn't.
Oh,
It wasn't bad, but I still woke up in a panic, like, oh gosh, here we go again. But
nice.
no, it
Now,
was good.
So other than the doctors, what did you do for recovery?
Just sleep and
Yeah.
eat. I lost about 7 pounds
wow,
Well,
yeah, I could see
that's
that.
about right.
in
Water
like
freaking
4.5
calorie.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all on water is just will tear you out. Like I
Yeah.
seriously don't know how you have enough energy to even do some of this with just, watering and calories and stuff like that. That's just insane.
Yeah. It comes to, I think it's mostly is wanting to do it after a point, just not wanting to stop.
Why is it you want to do this? Put yourself through this.
That's a good question.
Why not just walk out into traffic and get hit by a bus and then sue the busing company and make millions?
Yeah.
Can't make millions out of
Maybe
diarrhea.
after I get the unsupported FKT. But like before, I'd say so. Like when I was 20, I had cancer. I think that kind of
I gotcha.
reframed a lot of my like outlook on life and what I like things I like. And now that I'm past that, it's kind of I don't know. I like to use my body to the best of its ability.
Yeah. But this whole experience then boils down to it's like a reaffirmation of your existence. You're going out, you're trying to beat the odds, you're giving it your all. And whether you finish the effort or you make it 80% of the way, you can look around and say, hey, man, I'm still alive. I'm still out there doing this shit and putting myself through it on my terms.
Totally.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, of all things, I had a really bad bicycle racing accident in my lifetime. And after that, that was my mantra was, I'm not taking it easy. I'm going to get out there and do what I want to do and have fun, So I totally dig that. So you are planning in 2027 to do your third attempt at beating Mike Sudi's record, right?
Okay, I'm not going after Mike Sudi's record. Like 2 days, 9 hours, can't do that. I think it could go sub 3 unsupported. I have to do. I'm beating Corey Delval and Jan Welford's 4 days, 13 hours. So 2027, I think that's gonna happen.
So what are you changing this time? What are you?
One is training.
Okay,
That's
that might
huge.
help. That might help.
I also have one question. Like after this attempt, have you kind of developed a different respect of the Catskills?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Well, like the first attempt, I got hurt, so like I respected them right after that. But doing the Devil's Path, honestly, like I'd never done it before, and doing it after what like 90 miles or something,
Mhm.
ugh, it was not ideal. But it was nice, honestly. Like I think I'm going to go do the Devil's Path first this time. Like change the direction.
Mhm.
But castles are hard. They're hard. Also, the rocks are much more slippery when wet than in the whites.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
what they tell me.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I agree. I agree. You know, betting the whites and stuff like that. It feels like they're it's not limestone, but I think it's limestone. It's just more grippier. And I'm just like, wow, this is pretty easy to go up this. When the Catskills, it's like, you're done.
totally, totally. And like the Catskills, like there are fewer people, like depending on where you go, like usually, and it's nice. You can. I was alone for most of it until the Devil's
Mhm.
Path, so that was cool too.
Is that good or
You
bad?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're going to do it the same time of year?
I would do like earlier May,
Mhm.
Wow.
like
All
a few
right.
weeks earlier.
Yeah. Why not in the fall?
I may reattempt in the fall as well, but that's not optimal because there's less daylight. But
Yeah.
I think I could give this a good shot in the fall also just because like I want to do the 35 in the fall and then do the 33 like Matt's record. Do that in May, ideally.
Mhm.
Wow. Like,
Yeah.
so we're going to have to like catch you on trail. Hey, you're at the Shandaken Leech. Are you seeing anything
No,
in your
never
mind?
again.
Like, what are you seeing right now? And he's just like, oh, fucking bear's attacking me.
Yeah. We'll show
Exactly.
up with our beady red eyes and Devil's IPA masks on
Right.
and
we'll
make
be,
strange noises.
we
Just
won't
like
be
we
on
do on the
trail.
podcast.
We'll
Yeah.
be off trail and just be like staring at you like mountain lions. Be like, what is that? Oh, and we'll be
That would scare the
recording
crap
the
out of
whole
me.
freaking time. We'll be recording this.
So do you do other FKTs?
I've tried a lot, but I discovered I had compartment syndrome last year when I tried several FKTs, and that's not conducive to going fast because after about like 12 hours, my calves just wouldn't really work very well, and I would have to like pull myself with trekking poles.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I tried like the Benton McKay trail. Like I know Chris LeBlanc, he also did that, and I also tried the long path, and that's when I realized I needed surgery. So
Oh, wow. Wow. So crazy.
yeah,
Crazy.
So after the surgery, did you get a good result?
yeah. It took
Okay.
like 4 months though for me to know it worked. Like I spent
Mhm.
like a lot of this past year like being unsure if I'd be able to walk well again. So that was kind of scary, but it worked, and I can
Mhm.
do stuff like this. So I'm happy.
What about cycling? Do you think about getting back into cycling now?
Maybe I'm an indoor trainer, but I got hit by a car when I was younger, and it's like
Oh, okay.
Oh,
ruins takes
Yeah.
the fun out of it.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
yeah. That's a little extreme. Like, I mean, I don't know if like we have anything more to go on. Like, it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. What else do you want to throw out there that we didn't hit you with already?
Um, I would say like you have to have Matt Matta on. Like his record's awesome. Like he took a
Mhm.
day off Corey and Jan's record, and I also think that I think we covered a lot. I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
where can I get this stuff on Matt Matta and like Strava?
Yeah, I can send you his
Please.
stuff after this. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's just shout out his cell phone
He's
number
nice.
right now. We'll
his
delete it.
WhatsApp.
I mean, that's cool. Like, I would just like, yeah, I'd like to know about that because I had no clue about that. It's just crazy,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
And like once again, like when you sent me the message of you doing this, I was like, what the fuck? This guy's a psycho. And then like continuously sending me messages of being like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. And then I'm just like, all right, that took you a while. And then you sending me like a message like, hey, I hit some crazy conditions. I got to bail. I'm like, number one, like I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but you know, I was like, oh, I was looking forward to this. But then there's a level of respect of you being like, you know, this is not going to be possible. I got to end this before I like do something myself and you know, this will be a search and rescue, you know.
Oh,
And
totally.
there's just so much respect in that of just somebody, you know, calling it quits when, you know,
Yeah.
it's I have very, very good, once again, level of respect for people that do that, you know, like call it quits when they know something is not right, when they're feeling, that. And I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming on the show and talking about that. Cause, once again, it takes a lot of courage, to talk about that. A lot of people talk about, I finished this, I did this, woohoo. But then saying like, I almost finished this is not really, top of the peak stuff.
Yeah, totally. And like I self-rescued from South Double Top with a dislocated shoulder last year. And so that was humbling. And I actually called like the Rangers. I'm like, hey, like this is what happened. But they wouldn't tell me how to put my shoulder back in. I was like, you know what? I feel bad having people come out and help me for an arm injury that I can walk out with. So
would you say, fuck you, I'll do this myself?
I couldn't believe it. I was expecting like medical advice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So where did it happen? Where'd you dislocate the shoulder?
Right on the ledges of South Double Top when you're going like just starting to go up from Big Indian.
Okay.
Like my shoulder, I didn't fall on the ground. Like I kind of fell forward with my arm up, and then it snapped out of place.
Yeah. Was it painful?
It was I almost passed out from the pain. It was the most pain I've ever had. But it was out for a day and a half. Not at all. No, I spent the night under a rock.
Yeah, and did the Rangers come out and pick you up, or did you walk out?
I walked out. It took me 9 hours to get to Frost Valley.
Wow.
Wow.
They're very nice. Yeah.
So let me ask you: you have this incident. You dislocate your shoulder. You're approaching Double Top or South Double Top. Having that in mind, do you think that in your first aid kit you should be able to carry a narcotic?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Like I wish it would have been really helpful to have like a painkiller.
Or two.
Or two, or maybe three. Like it was an overwhelming amount of pain to be in for that long, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that I know about. Yeah. It's not that I have any firsthand knowledge about shoulder injuries while hiking.
True.
Yeah.
So to wrap this up, Alex, on the way out, or at the time, did you get any like post hike brews and bites that you want to mention out? Like besides passing out in the trying to pass out in the taxi cab, did you get anything on your way home that you want to mention for the Catskills for your post hike?
I just got pancakes at the Phoenicia diner or whatever. Those were good.
Yeah.
Other than that,
you could have gotten pancakes anywhere and they would have been good. Okay.
Yeah,
but that's true. If you're going to get pancakes, that's a good place to go get them. I mean, you could have gotten them at McDonald's or at, Jiffy Lube auto changes and Pancake House, and they would have been good after that. So
True. So, wrapping this up, thanks, Alex, for joining us on the show. It was really awesome to hear about the attempt, about your effort going through the 35 peaks in a couple days. It's just phenomenal to hear about that and to hear about each part that you encountered. I really appreciate it. And once again, keep in touch. We can't wait to hear about, your next attempt and how it goes.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys having me on. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mike Sudi, Matt Matta, and Stephen Messer. You guys really supported me when I was doing this, and thank you.
Awesome.
Definitely. Mike actually listens to the show, which is awesome. He actually calls me out on a lot of
Really?
stuff, which I love. I love
no
that
doubt.
Yeah. So, Alex, thank you once again for joining us. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a good night. I once again want to give a big shout out to the monthly supporters and the monthly sponsors. You really keep this show going. And I want a big shout out to Alex for joining us because he took his time out to tell us about his huge experience that he had doing dietitian on the Catskills. Yeah. So have a good night, guys. See you later.
Hey everyone, I just want to thank you for listening to the show. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe and throw down a smooth review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any podcast platform that you use. You can also check daily updates of the podcast, hikes, hiking news, and local news on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the official website of the show. Remember this. You gotta just keep on living in the Catskills, man. IVIN.
Wicked, 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 wicked.